Hello guys, it's me, ATARi HB. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. And then yes, in this stream, we are going to be having today a couple of people introduced. Well, right now, one of them can't make it. He's kind of like Kakashi, just late right now. But outside of that, I want to introduce you guys to Rozwell. Rozwell, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? How's it going, everybody? Good to see y'all.
Yep, and let's see the chat. All right, what's up? I don't know what OPUT. How you doing today? Yes, 45 more, and we are there. And what's up, Jay Big Boy? What's up, Debunker? Hey, I'm glad you guys are able to make it. Be sure to share this with a couple of other your friends and get this up there. We are trying to definitely increase our subscription rate and get further, so make sure you give a like, you subscribe if you love this content, and let's go ahead and begin. So in today's stream, let's go ahead and look at our curriculum today. We're going to be talking about the importance of interpretation for the first portion of the stream. After that, we're going to go ahead and do some Q&As and breaking down my recent uploads, and then we're going to talk about the recent, if anyone was part of the community post, we're going to talk about the Alpha versus Team Omega. We're going to talk about what really would happen. We're going to talk about what really might happen if those guys had a fight. This is going to be, it could be a lengthy stream depending on how you want to look at it. So yeah, hello Amena Zebulon, how are you? Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Favorite power skill area? That's too nice. That's too nice.
Hey, let's go, ATARi.
Thanks. I just try to be fair to anything I can do. And let's see, big Buddy Biggs, thanks for throwing a Fate character in your post. Hey, man, you already know. I can't lie. I watched Fate Stay Night back in 2007, 2008-ish. I was in middle school when I saw it. That was when he was doing like the trace on, like that type of stuff. I remember when I saw, spoiler alert, I'm going to just say homeboy and homegirl kiss. I'm not going to say who. I'm going to say when I saw homeboy and homegirl kiss, I was like, ah! I was like, man, yo, let's go. Oh, snap. Like watching anime back then, it was like a different experience when you get home from summer vacation. It's like, it's not sunset, but like it's nice outside enough to slightly open your window, but it's like a quiet summer where like the kids aren't obnoxiously outside. I think I was 13 years old, enjoying Fate Stay, because that was back in the Newgrounds era. So when I was able to, back when you used to be able to watch that stuff on YouTube. So I was watching Fate Stay on YouTube. I was like, man, this is awesome. I love this show,
Those are the days, man.
Mm-hmm. But nowadays, I'm not mad about it, but nowadays everyone watches anime. And it's kind of weird because back then I got made fun of for watching anime.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like you were a loser and a major nerd if you watched anime.
Yep.
Holy crap.
It didn't matter what it was. I watched Fate Stay. I watched Black Cat. All the stuff that came on the Funimation channel back when DirecTV was a thing. Well, it still is, but like back when it was good. I had all of that. Like the Funimation channel, I would watch. There was Fate Stay. There was Black Cat. There was a couple other shows that I remember. But I know Black Cat definitely stuck to me. Train Hartnett, Creed, all those guys. Man, I didn't even do power scaling on Black Cat yet, let alone S. Cryad. They used to come on Adult Swim. I did some power scaling on Inuyasha because I think Inuyasha kind of slept on low-key. Actually, high-key he slept on all the time.
High-key, very slept on.
Mm-hmm. They think he can't scrap with a couple characters. I'm like, man, Inuyasha Inuyasha got some stuff. But let's see.
Inuyasha does actually have some characters who like transcend time and all, so it's actually interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. Team Alpha wins. We're going to talk about if Team Alpha wins or not, because the thing I like about battles is like I don't like to just give the W easily. I like to think about, would that be easy? Because like someone we used to deal with, I remember back in the day, Google Plus is like, yo, Kakashi could solo One Piece. And it's like, I mean, he could beat some of the top tiers of One Piece, but like to solo, You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
That means
people
he can
really.
run through the entirety of the universe and beat everyone.
Yeah, like I don't think people realize what solo means. Like I said, even Saiyan Saga Vegeta wouldn't solo One Piece because there'd be too many weird hacks he don't even know about. So even then, it's going to be like that's a hard stretch. Because like Saiyan Saga Vegeta, as much as I know Dragon Ball characters are fast, what about Saiyan Saga Vegeta if he gets speed blitzed by someone like Kizaru? Because the thing is that people don't realize is that like Roz, like the baseline how like Luffy in his base form was dodging light speed attacks from pacifistas easy.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and he can like stack on. And I think we did a calculation based on Blueno's Doriki level and Luffy's base form Doriki level. It was already discussed that Luffy being able to match Rob Lucci, showed that Luffy's Doriki increased at least 9 to 10 fold off of Gear Second. So Gear Second's like a 9 to 10 times multiplier. And that goes for speed and power. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, that kind of gives you an idea of how much faster Luffy can react to light. And then you got the Gear 4. I think in the manga, like a chapter 700 something, it was like, they said it, like, makes him several times more stretchier, which can add to his speed. So, if you interpret that, you can actually say Luffy is like 40 times light speed, which is definitely faster than Saiyan Saga Vegeta, I could say that. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you got Chinjiao split in the ice continent. So it's like if you assume every Yonko could hit what continental level attacks, those are eventually going to hurt even a Saiyan Saga Vegeta because he's going to be like, God dang, that kind of hurt. I'm getting hit with 100 punches in like a second. So I kind of feeling I'm about to blow up this planet now because he's going to have to resort to that. But then it's like, is there a no limits fallacy, or do you think Kuma can reflect that Gallic gun back? It goes into a lot of like speculation because it's like, is he really going to be able to beat them all? How's that going to work out? What if Vegeta finds the devil fruit and bites it himself, getting cocky and gets knocked into the water? You know what I mean? There's too many variables, bro. Oh yeah, Luffy is definitely faster than light. I got proof of that. I got so much proof that I even got calcs that I did myself. I remember I did a calc on the Verse Battle Wiki itself. The guy couldn't give any response back. He didn't know what to do. He was just like, okay, he didn't sound like that, but
Yo, ATARi.
What's up?
Just imagine. Okay, so this is just asked. Would you want James Gunn to direct a live-action One Piece movie? Imagine how zany and crazy that would be.
I don't even know.
James Gunn directing a One Piece movie, because he did Guardians of the Galaxy. He did the new Suicide Squad movie.
That would be trippy. That would be trippy. That would be interesting. But do you think he could pull it off?
Man, I don't know. People didn't believe in him. They didn't think he could make Suicide Squad good, but everyone loved it. So I mean, who knows? Maybe he could be the first actual successful animated live action director.
That's true. Yes, Keaton, I do. I actually don't. And it's not that I don't think he's over 40 times light speed, but at the same time, it's like we have evidence for Luffy to be that fast. We got calcs, we got statements, we got clear statements and actual feats. Saiyan Saga Vegeta is speculative because it's like, are we going to say Piccolo's faster or when Piccolo shot at the moon? All right, you know what I mean? Like Piccolo shot at the moon, power level 400. I'll just get basic calculator. So if he had a power level 400, Vegeta had at least, I think Vegeta was confirmed 18 or 22,000. Which was it? I think it was 20.
I think it was 22, I think.
Yeah, Vegeta was 22,000 divided by 400. That's 55. So maybe Vegeta's 55 times faster than light. But then you have to think about every other character who would slap Luffy in the speed category. Because that's just baseline Luffy. We're not factoring in that Luffy's base form almost surpassed his Gear Second self from the Dressrosa arc. Kind of like in because the thing about One Piece is Luffy is getting Zenkais. I know that it's not called Zenkai in One Piece, but like Luffy is getting Zenkais all the time. So the key is, it's not that Vegeta isn't fast. It's just that the only way he would solo would be if he like goes up and blows up the planet. But then there's people who has precognition. They'd see that coming before Vegeta even knows what he's going to do. They would see that coming. So then it comes down to like, okay, now what? He's gonna go up there. It's like, screw this! I'm blowing up this entire planet. And it's like, all right, I already know what you're about to do. You're about to blow up the planet because you get mad. Bet you losing. So then it's like, how is Vegeta gonna tag him? So even let's say Vegeta's like, even if Vegeta was like equalized to like speed, how is he gonna overcome someone with category speed? You know what I mean? Because the thing is, like, back in the Saiyan saga, it's hard to say because it's like, I don't know. Actually, it's hard because you gotta think about this too, Roz. A power level 400 is moon level. That's kind of stupid. I think Keaton got a point.
Yeah, that's that's valid.
He got a point. You know, it's like, I thought about it. I was like, you know, maybe they can't stand this. Like, oh wait, hold up. Isn't 400 enough to blow up the moon? I was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Yonko are above moon level. In my opinion, I think they are. Considering the way the series has hyped them up in the lore, I'm pretty confident they're above moon level. But the point is, Vegeta is like 55 times above that. And the thing is, power levels aren't linear. So for Vegeta, he's probably dwarf star level. So then that's probably not gonna be fun.
If you do use like filler, when he blew up that bug planet, didn't he like blow up another planet like within the radius as well due to that?
Yeah. Yeah. But my main, all right, so y'all got me there, but my main thing is I'm still gonna stick with this. Y'all can y'all at least back me up? We can at least agree that Kakashi is not soloing One Piece. We could agree with that. Like, at least Kakashi isn't soloing them. You think he got he ain't got the stamina. One Piece characters like Ace and what's his name? What was his name?
Jinbei? No.
Jinbei, yeah, Jinbei. I was about to say Jinpachi from freaking Tekken. Jinbei, they fought for 5 days straight. So Kakashi, can he match with that stamina? You know what I mean?
Nah.
Okay, so we all agree there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yup.
I think the biggest like stamina feat that Kakashi has right now is the fact that during the war arc, he fought for like 24 hours straight. So he has high stamina, but not like 5 days straight.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. That's like Yusuke stamina, like 60. Oh, I fought Yomi for 60 hours at full power. Like, bro, how? And he got stronger during the fight. So, but let's go ahead and get started, guys. So in the first portion of the stream, so let's see, we're 17 minutes in. So let's go ahead and begin the first portion of the stream. Let me get my notepad so I can make a time lapse on this. So when people come to see this video. All right, so we're going to put 18. All right, you say importance of interpretation. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to start doing that occasionally with these time lapse. So let's go ahead and go over interpretation. So the importance of interpretation. What is interpretation? Interpretation is extremely important. And this is going to lead into what I talked about on data books, because there was a couple comments in my last video who talked about death of the author. I'm going to talk about what death of the author really means, and for just a quick moment. So death of the author, for those who don't really understand, I'm going to keep it simple. It's a little bit more complicated. It's a philosophical statement. It's not really a rejoinder used for debunking something. Death of the author is something you used when a story can be interpreted in multiple different ways, thus death of the author's interpretation or his intent. Because the author's intent at that point is dead, because it can be thrown into so many different categories. Now, this is usually applicable in old school novels. However, when you're using it in the term of, a visual manga, like, let's go here. Like, when you're using it in the terms of like mangas, what interpretation can you really get besides the one that they already developed to you in the story? What can you get from that? You can't. It's been told into the story. There's no other way to interpret most of what they're saying unless you're just going with what we call headcanon, right, Roz? Because
Yep.
because when it comes to a manga, if you start to go with your interpretation too far, it becomes headcanon. So that's the counter argument for Death of the Author. Death of the Author wouldn't really be applicable unless it's regarding this guy I'm about to pull up right here, Grant Morrison. Roz, let's talk a little bit about why Grant Morrison fits on the Death of the Author. So I'll start with the first one. Number one, multiple writers. And you can go with your next step. Number two.
Number two, Grant Morrison is essentially a poet writing these stories, leaving it open. You can go.
Yep, exactly. So if you guys ever read DC's Pax Multiversity Americana, you would understand there are so many different ways you can interpret it. There's actually people in the comments who said, try reading the story backwards. And it's really cool because it tells like a different story when you read it backwards. Because then you see the president bleeding, the assassination. But if you read it in the beginning, you see the assassination and they're filling in the holes. But if you read it backwards, you're reading about how it led up to the assassination. It's kind of crazy how he wrote that. So again, he's more so a story writer. Like he's not someone who's trying to go consistent with power scaling. That's why most of the stuff with power scaling isn't always consistent. That's why the monitors and his interpretation are like these author tier writers. But if you read about the monitors and anyone else's writing, it's kind of like,
They're fodder.
Yeah. I mean, I guess not fodder, but like I get what you're saying. Like fodder compared to like his interpretation, they're like they're no greater than like something like they're no greater than hyperversal or anything like that. So that's the importance of interpretation. That's the importance of Death of the Author. Death of the Author can fit into so many other categories too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, what's another category? Death of the Author can be a feat by feat case. So for example, like let me think of an example. Who is stronger? Let me see here. A Death of the Author statement. Goku says to Broly, I even think you might be stronger than Beerus. So when Goku said he's probably even stronger than Beerus, we could use logic to say Goku never seen Beerus fight full power. But then people will say, but in the manga he did. You see what I mean? Like it can go both ways. Because if you
Exactly.
Yep.
It's still kind of like it's the way you interpret that battle essentially in the end. But it was said during that battle as well, because even Whis is like, yeah, you didn't go all out in that fight. So it's interesting.
Right. Exactly. So like, but then there's another counter argument, Roz. Remember, Goku said, in fact, the battle is so crazy I can't even tell who's fighting anymore. So it's like Goku can't keep up with anyone at those levels. So anyone who's fighting at full power at that level, he couldn't even see. He can't tell what's going on. The angels could, but he couldn't. In fact, Goku couldn't even contain his posure when Ramui screamed. So
That is true. Yeah, that did happen. Actually, happened.
Yep. So it's like, is he stronger than Beerus? Because Supreme Kai said the same thing. Is it hyperbole? Well, you can't really say it's hyperbole because if it's Goku's assessment, it's Supreme Kai's assessment. Supreme Kai has always been known to panic, but he also has been known to sometimes give consistent information. That's why Supreme Kai is a Death of the Author type of character, because it's like, how do we interpret what the Supreme Kai is saying? Not the Elder Kai. Elder Kai is more reliable, but Supreme Kai, Shin, he's all over the place. Like remember when he was like, oh, I don't think, he's like, I never dreamed they were this powerful. Keep in mind, I think I said this on the last stream, the same Supreme Kai who can body Frieza was scared of Pocus. Why? I mean, that implies that Pocus is greater than Frieza. But some people use the Death of the Author to say, nah, he's just underestimating Goku and Vegeta. I don't know why he would do that, though, because he saw how powerful Gohan was. So it didn't make no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. Shin is just kind of like, he's a young and dumb Supreme Kai. He has no idea fully of what's going on around him.
Exactly.
He just knows like the basics.
Yeah, what's up, Drip Sauce? Saitama fanboy syndrome? That's funny. Sorry, some people say Koyama's statements is Death of the Author. Drip sauce? It is. It actually is. Death of the author is anytime something is left open, most of the time. However, Koyama is a different death of the author because, number one, he's not truly an author. He's a screenwriter. Number two, most of the information he gets is either confirmed by Toriyama or his opinion. So you have to really dig deep and find out what one is his opinion and which one isn't. So let me show you guys an example of one of the things I just recently posted in our chat about the whole thing. I sent this to Middle Track too. Give me a minute. I'm gonna put this up on stream. So let's first pull this scan up. Okay, I got a lot of things, a lot of tabs open. I'm like those Facebook moms who be like playing Candy Crush and got 50 tabs open on their phone. So
that's terrifying.
So right here he says, if this situation continues, the eternal laws of nature. All right, let me make sure the stream can see it. The eternal laws of nature will be completely warped, resulting in the weakening of the boundary between human world and afterlife. All right, so before we go further, people like to say the afterlife doesn't transcend time. You'll see this on the Versus Battle Wiki all the time as an argument. But Goku says here, in this world where time exists, it uses too much energy and you get completely exhausted all at once. Oh, sorry, I read that backwards. It says it's the Super Saiyan 3 thing from before. It's a technique you should only use in the afterlife. In this world where time exists, it uses too much energy and you get completely exhausted all at once. Remember Goku said, oh yeah, I only need 1 minute to charge. In his dead body, he would have been charged up and clapped. Well, not clapped Boo, but he would have been charged up and ready to fight Kid Buu again. You know what I mean? But he can't do that when his body's alive because his body is in the temporal world, which is exactly what we get here because it's connected to time. Stop scratching the bed, dog. All right, so anyway. You get this statement that says Son Goku can in fact never go to the temporal world again because he was dead. So he's in a world where time doesn't really exist. That's why his stamina don't really drain like that. If you think about it. But then we have to look at the term eternal because of the laws of nature. Eternal means without beginning or end of existence, or without beginning of existence, without end of existence or duration, everlasting, endless, immortal. So when you say eternal law, especially of nature, a law of nature, as you can see here, is a rule of conduct arising out of the natural relationship between humans established by the Creator. What conduct means behavior, right, Ross? Generally speaking.
Yep.
So who is watching the conduct of people and punishing them in regulation has to be Enma or Yama, at least in this case, right?
Exactly. He sees essentially everything that's going on and what crimes they're either committing or what good acts they're doing. So, yeah.
Yup. And then we have the statement where Koyama talks about the God of creation. You know, the seventh dimensional God of creation is the highest level. So in the movie, I can't say this for Toriyama's interpretation, but I could say for the movie, see, for Toriyama, it's like, does Toriyama believe that? Is that true? You could kind of like, it could be finicky in that conversation or discussion. You know, let me put the Koyama scan here. I hardly know. The seventh dimension is the divine world, and above there is a hierarchy. See, above that, so above the seventh dimension is a hierarchy where the creator God of heaven and earth is. So whoever made the Dragon Ball universes is probably who he's talking about, even though that's arbitrary because he wouldn't know that at the time because he doesn't have permission. Now, again, this is his opinion, but he wrote Fusion Reborn as the screenwriter for it, if I recall. I believe he wrote the movies, right? So if he did that...
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we could be wrong. It could be someone else who wrote it. But even so, it shows that they share the same, concept beliefs. Because again, we go back to the scan... eternal laws of nature, which means the boundary between these worlds is part of that, that God he was talking about. That's why when you look up the old definition of law of nature, it's literally similar to what Koyama was talking about. So again, it kind of shows that interpretation is important. Hope that answers your question. Middle Track wants to add you to my Discord. Yep, I got you, man. I'll definitely look that. Definitely consider. Sad, I can't stay. Get that 1,000. Yo, thanks, Alias. Appreciate you, bro. Blue eyes, green dragon. Are you divine spirit? I'm so happy to be here. I just pulled up and I see ATARi live. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Dragon Ball downplay, be like, don't use afterlife, has no time, but use room spirit time is earth size. That's what I'm saying, man. And the thing is, like, oh, Isaac Bell, you are a G. You are a G. You are a certified G. Roz, we're going to go into something real quick, bro. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so Bell, being a gangster that he is, just brought up something really important. The room of spirit and time. I'm going to go back to my old amino, as you can see on the stream. Let's talk about it. So in the Japanese, we get the title Escape from Another Dimension, right? Hold on, let me get this chat on my way. All right, then we got Goku. Once you close the door, everything outside is shut off. Now you can't feel Cell or Vegeta's ki anymore. All right, so we get confirmation. It's completely separate space-time, right?
Exactly.
All right. And the future warrior Trunks writes this. I continued to stare at my father's back as if in a trance. Then suddenly I was driven by impulse to run after him. Wouldn't father disappear into that endless space the moment he entered the door? I had that feeling. Here's the title card for those skeptical. That's what Trunks said. Now, again, people are saying, well, that's just hyperbole. Trunks doesn't know how big it is. Goku also said it's supposed to be the size of Earth, right? And for those of you who are curious, Daizenshu 4, page 53, I think it is, or 52, actually confirms actually says the room of spirit and time is the size of Earth. Oh, snap. We got the Daizenshu said it, so it must be true, right? But let me take a look at two other scans. Dende says, I think it's because it seems Goten and Trunks are about to lose to Majin Buu to be sealed in a room of spirit and time. The dimension is different from this world/universe, so he will never come out again. Could that just mean it's a separate dimension? But what about Elder Kai when he says he uses the term Jigen no Toki, another world, another dimensional world of time? Because again, if the room of spirit of time is a 4D Earth-sized planet, could that mean it's still infinitely greater than a 3D? You know what I'm saying, Roz?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so if it's infinite, so what if it's Earth-sized but it's 4D? You know what I mean? It sounds headcanon, but it's a theory. It's not even about headcanon, it's a theory. And the reason we throw in this theory is because we're trying to see how does this evidence all add up, because Trunks gives the impression it's endless. But let's also look if Trunks gets any support, because look at what Goku says. Ready, Roz? I'm going to let you handle this, Roz. Ready? Goku says this. Keep in mind, I just want to give some context. This is Goku Super Saiyan Blue after the Battle of Gods. Super Saiyan Blue. We got confirmation Blue is 50 times greater. So let's go into this. Goku says to Vegeta, hey, this place isn't going to break if we go on a rampage. All right, let's go all out just like old times. So is he saying what he said? This place isn't going to break if we go on a rampage. He's not talking about rampages. And there's no human society in there. So what's your take on that, Roz?
For one, so my personal take on this, based on what I'm seeing, for one, he and Vegeta can go out because, for one, they don't have to worry about destroying the entirety of the planet like they would if they were in the normal world. This is a temporal dimension that's either endless, the size of Earth, whatever the heck it is, but due to Dende, it can now withstand their full power. So it shouldn't be breaking like, Super Buu did when he screamed through it, along with Gotenks and, all that other kind of craziness happened. So, yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I never thought of the Dende argument, because Dende was stronger than Kami as far as a... Ooh. 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 I like that. Yo, guys, y'all in the chat heard that? So, essentially, what is your take, chat? I want to see what the chat's take is as well. So, let me see here. So let's go ahead. Let me add these options. Hold on. So we're gonna say it's gonna say Earth size, universe size. So I got 4 options. I'm going to see what you guys have to say about it. And Blue Eyes White Dragon said, repeat it. You're on stream, bro. It's all right. It's all good. But like, essentially, comment end this poll pretty soon. But y'all just go ahead and vote for the time being. We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and like give another take on it. So basically, for those who missed it, we'll say it again. Goku says again, this place isn't gonna break if we go on a rampage. All right, let's go all out just like old times. Remember, Goku and Beerus, did they intend to destroy Universe 7?
No, they weren't even trying to. They're just focused on their fight.
Exactly. So imagine if they directed it to destroy Universe 7. Even in the manga, the universe was in jeopardy because remember, the afterlife is a completely transcended dimension. And so is the Kaioshin realm. So the fact that the shockwaves resonated outside of an infinite 4D universe, how does that make sense? You know, that has to be there have to be some level of multiversal threat to do that. So it's very clear that the Room of Spirit and Time, I don't know what Dende did. Dende built different, but something, according to Goku, this place ain't gonna break. So what's Goku talking about? He can't be talking about Earth. There ain't no. He can be, but I'm saying like there ain't no people. So is he saying like, we ain't gonna kill no one, Vegeta? So let's go all out, or is he saying, nah, this place ain't gonna blow up if we go all out. Even if we act stupid, start throwing blasts everywhere.
Which, you know, I get it. People can make the argument that based off of Super later on, you know, you have Vegeta who destroyed it like twice during his training.
Yeah, but the interesting, in base form.
Yeah, so there is like that, which could just mean that Vegeta's power just blew up so much more, you know, high degree since, you know, the events of this part of the manga here. So, you know, there's plenty of arguments that can be made as of right now for it.
Hold on. Yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon is right. That room got a Zenkai. That's what I was thinking. In my opinion, I kind of think of it like, if I want to stay consistent with the data books and such, I want to say it's Earth size but has the durability of a 3D universe because it's 4D. You know what I mean? I think that would be a little bit more acceptable to most people. So maybe it just has that, because like maybe the surface is Earth size, but who knows how big it is when you start flying. You know what I mean? They never go into that detail. So I don't know. There's too much to speculate on. Because how do we account for
theories that you could bring up with that?
Mm-hmm.
That go in the head canon at least.
Yeah. Yo, my bad, Drip Sauce. That was me typing. Am I killing y'all ears? Dang, man. I'm going crazy. All right, hold on. All right, so let's go ahead and I hope the stream is running relatively smooth. If y'all notice any jumps, let me know. So, all right, so based on the poll, I'm going to end the poll. But before I end the poll, let's read the results. So we got the Room of Spirit and Time is Earth size. 12% of y'all voted for Earth size. 24% of y'all said 4D Earth size. So it's hard to say. And 24% said, I don't know. The other said universal. So we're going to end it right there. Those are the results. 17 votes. That's not bad. So it's okay. Because I respect all of these opinions. Because, again, it shows depth of the author. Nobody can really say. Now, it's like, oh, but the data book said Earth size. I'm like, yeah, but then later on, what if Toryotaro retconned that? You know what I mean? How do we go about it then? Because
you'd have to retcon it via Toriyama's permission in the end too. So if he retcons it, that's Toriyama's intent as well, because he's getting the blueprints directly from the creator of the series. True.
Yep. Very true. Do you think Super Goku defeats Superboy Prime? Michael Braxton. I'm gonna go ahead and go into that after we're done with this segment. But to give you a short answer to satisfy you for the time being, I think it goes either way depending on the variables And that's what we're going to talk about, because Superboy Prime got some stuff that put him on. I'll just put it this way: Superboy Prime got some stuff, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil it. We'll save it for the end. Superboy Prime is not no joke. As much as I like to say DC fans go crazy, like as much as I want to make fun of that, they got a lot of legitimate reasons to believe that as well, because they're kind of like Dragon Ball, where like they have a lot of scans to present it. In fact, DC is a little bit more scans. But the problem with DC is transitive property is a little awkward. But let's go ahead and go into the importance of another couple of Death of the Author. We're done with Death of the Author right now. So I would say that's right now. Where's a good place to start off at, Roz? I think it's time to go into a couple of the versus battle stuff, right?
Yeah, versus battle definitely. It'd be like versus battle wiki or any of those other crazy freaking places, Comic Vine.
Yep.
Crap.
Exactly. So guys, let's talk a little bit about let me lower this gain on the mic. Oh, there we go. All right, so guys, let me go ahead and talk to y'all about interpretation now. So let's really get into the interpretation aspect. So we got here on stream a very somewhat popular character. Some of y'all may know him, Yogiri Takatou. Yogiri Takatou is the main protagonist of Instant Death series and a high school student who got transported to another world by a woman called Sion after being abandoned to die by his classmates for being powerless and asleep, along with Tamachika, Ayaka, Shinozaki, and extra classmates. They quickly attack by Wyvern and presumed dead. Okay, and it goes into all of that. So let's understand a little bit about this character. Why do I have him here? What is the importance of interpretation for this type of guy? Oh, we'll get into that. IDK, what output? We're going to get into that as well. So y'all going to like this part. And again, just to be sure, guys, that you pay close attention. This is going to be hardcore. So let's go into this for a bit. So this character here has been, I don't even know what to say about him. Also, let me do something to my chat on let me see here. Yeah, yep. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, so now the chat's going to pop up live on stream. All right, so now let's get this started. This character, let's talk a little bit about him. He is a interesting character. Now, as a disclaimer, me and Roz are just going to be going over what he can do. Kinda. Now, keep in mind, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't read the series, okay? So
Neither.
Yep, we haven't read the series. So disclaimer, anything we say is subject to change as long as we get evidence. The main purpose of this is to go over the importance of interpretation as to, number one, what evidence did the Versus Battle Wiki provide to put him at the tier he's at? And number two, is that evidence satiable enough to be considered, legit? Like, is it good enough? Because where are we going with this? We need to know if the evidence is good enough, and then we need to know how else can it be interpreted? Because depending on how you interpret his feats could literally change the entire dichotomy of his scaling. So let's go ahead into that. So right now, Versus Battle Wiki has him at, athletic level at 10A, and then 1B with powers and 1B again. So basically, 1B is hyper burst level. Now, let me be honest with y'all. That is a big jump. That is a ludicrous jump. What do you think about that, Roz? What type of jump is that? We're going from athletic level to hyperversal with powers.
Listen, I can't give a logical reasoning or excuse as to why that would be such a major jump. At this point, you're just saying that this man's almost peak human level to now being, he's transcending most fictions out there apparently now with that kind of freaking. Nah, I can't describe that kind of jump. That's jumping the moon, the stars, and the entirety of the galaxy at that point. That's not jumping the shark.
Exactly. So let's go into what he can do. We're not going to read the whole powers and abilities because, like, a lot of this is like, a lot of this stuff is like immortality, blah, 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 reality warping, etc. Not to say blah, 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 but just to say that It's like a lot of extra stuff like clairvoyance and plot manipulation, fate. I've already discussed how plot and fate manipulation is only applicable to the series. So like if he went in a versus battle, if we did Yogiri versus like Michael from DC, like I don't care what plot you can manipulate. You're not the writer of DC, so you can't do anything. So again, that's not applicable. There is no plot for a character from a different verse, because the plot comes from the author. We are the writers. So again, if we're writing it to be that way, then it's not applicable. Is it jumping the mecha shark? So let's go ahead, not beat around the bush. Yogiri is exceptionally athletic. Was given martial arts training from Tomochika. All right, so let's look at that scan. Loading. Let me exit out my amino, because that's taking up a lot of memory. All right, so we're having some loading trouble, guys. This is not gonna fly. So I'm gonna exit that out. We'll just take their word for it. Even at his avatar state, he is capable of channeling the power. All right, so he's hyperversal. He's capable of channeling the power of the true form to attack, with both acting in tandem with each other. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's not telling us anything.
Yeah. So in his avatar state, he's capable of channeling the power of the true form to attack. So is that just telling us he can go into his avatar state? So he's the last airbender?
I'm about to say that.
All right, let's see here. That's not going to load. All right, let's try these links. Represents the end of all existence, non-existence, and the phenomena standing beyond. All right, it won't pull up right now because I think Mgar is tripping right now, bro. So because Mgar is acting up, fortunately, I already have these scans in the chat that I'm already in on Discord. So let me just pull those up that way. All right, let's go to the beginning. All right, let's see here. So let's go ahead. The scan they're talking about is this scan. They're talking about this scan right here. So right here it says, that is the dead end. That is the final destination of all fate. There's nothing beyond. That person is the only thing standing in the end, because he is the end of everything in the form of a person. That was kind of funny because he just looks like such a blank. He just looks like a piece of, bro, he looks like a piece of toast right there, don't he?
He's sitting there like, hey, what's up? I'm here. How's it going?
Exactly. That's hilarious. All right. So,
oh wait, someone joined the call.
Is that Andre?
I think it is.
Yeah. Oh,
it is.
Let's go. We got all three. This is perfect. We got everyone. Nice. We got Goku, Jiren, and Hit. No, I'm playing.
I would take the Hit stance. I don't care. Shoot.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, because I'm reading this. I don't know if there's anything in the chat. Hold up. So let's see here. All right, let me read this part. Some reason Demigirl just doesn't have fate manipulation for some reason. That's so stupid, Isaac. I know they're hypocrites for that. So let's go ahead and read this guy. I need to escape. I must escape. My body is too afraid to listen to me. Okay. So where have we seen this from, Roz? What's shonen and Naruto, right? Or Bleach. Remember Ichigo was getting crushed by his own Ryatsu? Mutoke. He couldn't move.
Yeah, I remember that.
Quite interesting. My body is too afraid to listen to me. Such an existence. Things like fate and plot are less than a joke. Okay, so this means this person is above a type of acausality, which means you can't really control. When it comes to plot and fate manipulation, what this really means is there's nothing you can really do to control his own will. That's pretty much it. Like, just his destiny, like, all right, I'm going to kill you. Like, he would have resistance to Yuha. I think Andre left. It's all good. He's back.
I mean, we can't hear him because he has his mic. I think he deafened himself.
Oh, we definitely himself with the Air Force One. The Air Force One. No, play. All right, let's see here. Give me a minute. So let me just finish this up. Okay, so this next. The goddess had gone insane, and yet she didn't direct any attacks towards Takatou. She was instinctively afraid. She knew she would die. I was naive. I couldn't have been more naive. There's no countermeasures. If that denied it, no phenomena or existence will be allowed to exist. That is a phenomena similar to a curse or disaster which can't be described or explained. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of those in real life. I can't explain the Boston Marathon disaster. I can't. I can't explain the motive as to what the hell happened and why these morons decided to do it. Unless they're speaking of something like abnormal. I'm just giving an example. It should be impossible for that to have been a personality or even pretending to be a human. Okay, so it just sounds like some level of abstractness and her just being terrified, right? What's up, Cosmic Power Scaler? What's going on, man? So we got that scan down. So that's the scan they were talking about when they said the end of existence. I can guarantee you that's the actual scan. Then they say the conceptual. All right, now we got the scan to pull up. The conceptual. All right, so I'm going to read this. I'm going to let your take on it, Roz. Just be honest with yourself. Just be honest when I read this. Ready? It says, Foundation Eater. To talk about such a thing, an explanation of the celestial foundation is necessary. In simple terms, a celestial foundation is the vessel for a world and could be considered the world in and of itself. On top of these foundations are the place of numerous things making up that world, and that is where intelligent life forms live. This is, of course, on a conceptual level. So, for example, in the world that Yogiri and Tomochika originally came from, one can say that space was laid on top of that foundation. In the world they are currently in, the land and sea are laid directly on top of the foundation instead. In short, celestial foundation is what an observer will refer to as the base of the world. Like, the ground, the ocean is like the base of what we stand on. So what are your thoughts on that? Again,
so that's it's interesting because the wording is just the way they word it makes it sound like really higher than what, in the way they're laying it out, it is. Because essentially when they're talking about the foundation on a celestial level and how it creates essentially everything within it for all living things, that sounds more like they're just talking about the basic foundations for, like, let's say the creation of like the universe in a way. And that's also like to me, like in the first half of it, and then they're like, oh yeah, so then the difference between this world and the main character's world and all that kind of stuff, and then it just sounds more like it's setting the rules for how the universe is created on a conceptual level and all things within it that makes it up. Doesn't sound like some high hyperversal, outerversal, transcending dimensions kind of thing that versus Battle Wiki is obviously trying to paint it as.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting from it as well. Because welcome back. That's what I'm getting from this as well. Just wanted to say real quick, what's up, Senku Origin? I wanted to say that as well because think about it. Are you getting some Grant Morrison vibes from this? Like, are you also getting some like Death of the Author vibes from this, in a sense?
Exactly. It sounds very poetic in a way, which is why I was like, it's very worded nicely. Essentially, it's worded very nice.
Yeah,
it sounds really fancy.
Good structure of grammar, good intention to throw in a nice hook to capture the reader's interest and to describe the world on a level that allows the reader to paint it in many different ways. Because it's worded and not drawn in artistic flair, it allows the reader to really, articulate it on their interpretation. So is hyperversal necessarily wrong? No. But again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So this is not something I would take as a hyperversal statement. I would just take this on a universal plus level, if anything. But again, they're talking about the world, so it could just be the planet of society itself. Because if I recall, it's talking about Tomochika. Who is he trained by again? Oh yeah, Tomochika. to an athletic level. So again, I don't know, man. This is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And again, guys, just so you guys know, conceptual, when someone says conceptual or concept, that doesn't mean a darn thing. It's like when I talked about the God sphere in DC. God sphere in DC is an outerversal. Now definitely hyperversal, and it has different segments and areas in it that can be hyperversal. That I'm not denying. But when it says the archetypal Platonic just means theory from Plato, because Platonic, that's where it comes from. It comes from the philosopher Plato. Then when you throw in that, what's that other term?
There's Andre.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Yo.
Is the mic working?
I think it.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I've been trying to get this working for a while now.
All right, at least we got you on here, man. Welcome to the universe. Nah, but for real, we're just so to keep you up to speed, we're on the segment of the importance of interpretation. And I think you and I talked about this earlier, bro. We was talking about, remember how we was talking about how the Versus Battle Wiki they'll have these scans, but they never go into enough detail to actually prove they're hyperversal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really need to at least explain just how big and complex the verse actually is before just going to conclusions like that.
Exactly.
Otherwise, using these fancy terms don't really mean shit.
For real. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're essentially telling people that, oh, hey, this of course on a conceptual level. You notice they highlighted it too, to kind of say, oh, it's conceptual. You do realize what concept just means idea. If we're going to take it for that, what about Janemba? Are we going to say Janemba's outerversal for messing with concepts of the afterlife? Because he's messing with law. So then what? You know what I mean? It's too convoluted to do that. So we need clear, like I said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Versus Battle Wiki be like Goku Universal, take it or leave it. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Trying to make it sound more impressive than it actually is.
Yeah, the cosmic power scaler brought up something. He said the God sphere sits below the overvoid and source wall. That's what I'm saying. My interpretation of the actual God sphere is the God sphere is definitely, it ranges from a low complex. Then in certain portions, like the heavens, I feel like it will jump into the very higher mid hyperversal levels, just because that's where heaven is, where Michael and them are at. So obviously the God sphere can be at that level, but it's very finicky because it's could Mandrake really destroy Michael and the rest of the God sphere heaven? Or would he just destroy the baseline of what we know of the God sphere? Because it's people think Darkseid being in the God sphere means, oh, well, he's like Lucifer Morningstar level from Vertical Comics. I'm like, where? Where is he ever at that level? It's too...
No.
It's we need more evidence for a lot of these claims, but I'm gonna just continue on with the last thing they said. Let's say, guys, so next it says hierarchy of heavenly records, the sea. All right, so let's read this. There were many stone buildings, and the roads were paved for the horse-drawn carriages that rolled along them. It was simple. It was similar in appearance to the other cities they had visited so far. Of course, it was hard to determine what counted as normal in this world. Worlds were organized in a sort of abstract hierarchical structure, and this one existed at the lowest level of that order. As such, there were many examples of people and objects from higher worlds having made their way down here, so the native technology and cultures were somewhat difficult to identify. Now, this gives the idea of higher dimension, don't get me wrong, but is it infinitely transcendent? Because let's look at Yu Yu Hakusho. We have different hierarchies of demons, but that don't mean they're infinitely greater than one another, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, and then when I first saw it talking about horse carriages, I'm like, so we in Red Dead Redemption, bro? Like, like I feel like I feel like this is too arbitrary to say like it's a true hierarchical structure. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna play ignorant. They're clearly talking about some higher world, but they say higher order of society, so it's like, are we talking about society or are we talking about universes? Because it's kind of difficult to interpret what the heck they're talking about. And there's no
Especially in terms of like Sakai, using that term, especially in Japan, which means, society, either the world or the universe. So,
exactly. Hold on. We got something from Drip Sauce saying, so Gawasu stated that Zamasu cast off his form as a god and became justice and order itself. Do you think these are platonic concepts or forms? Because it would make Zamasu outer. Well, truth is, Drip Sauce, the term, like, concepts can exist on any dimension and they can have different meanings on the dimension they're at. Because let me give you an example. If you transcend, let's say the concept, let's say you said, I'm going to become the concept of order, okay? Order in the universe. Order for the general 3D universe has a specific structure. But if you follow string theory, certain universes have different orders because they have different laws of physics. So who's to say your order is going to allow you the same level of control in different universes, let alone higher complex spatial temporal complexities? It's just too weird. It's kind of like how I talked about difference in speed. There got to be different levels of speed. There got to be complex speed, high complex speed, hyper speed, you know what I mean, or hyperverse speed. There got to be different levels of speed because not every character is the same speed. That don't make sense, because it's like, oh well, Superman and Mandrake were irrelevant speed. I'm like, I mean, you can argue that at the highest level of interpretation with Grant Morrison, but let's be honest with you. They were dodging, ducking, and weaving attacks, and there were other characters who were like in the way, who were like also reacting to them. So how is it irrelevant? Monitors don't have irrelevant speed, because then everyone in the overvoid would have. I mean, everyone in the limbo space would have it. It's like what I'm talking about. It's like, if I'm a 4D being. No, if I'm a 3D being, I can move at like a Google Plexi zillion dillion times the speed of light. and Andre is like a 4D being who only needs to walk like 3 miles per hour. So him going on a casual walk outside is infinitely faster than me. But if like we're on the same level, you know what I mean? The speed difference, he'll have to obviously amp it up. That's what I was talking to people about. Like, that's why I said Hit himself is infinite speed due to time hacks, but Goku's infinite speed regardless. Like, it's like Goku's a 3D being. He can't manipulate time. Like, yeah, he can't. He's just gonna break through it. He don't care, because he's just gonna go to a higher dimension just through pure speed. Because that's exactly how he tagged Hit. People don't realize that. His complex emotions became like laws in the space-time continuum. Your cosmic powers kill is hilarious. Outlier, bad. We can't have Dragon Ball characters use conceptual manipulation. That's true. All right, let's see here. Hierarchy. So then it says this: the endless hierarchy of higher level continuums that reside beyond the sea. All right, let's see. This might be. We might have evidence if the scan ever loads, because I don't know if it's gonna load.
So Imgur is kind of sucking today.
Yeah, Imgar. All right. Well, we gotta let me bring it to the Discord chat and hope it pops up there. It still won't pop up. Oh my. Okay, there it is.
It popped up on mine.
Man, what the hell is this? I ain't gonna read all this.
It's completely in Japanese. There is no translation.
I mean, it does have a translation, but it's on the actual site. So let's see here. I can nah, I'm not going to bother. I'm not that fluent.
Let me see.
Like I know how to speak it, but I don't know how to unless you can click on the link and read it.
Let me see if I can click on the link actually. Open link. Yes.
Open link. Link.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, just I opened the link, it just had me download it instead. Okay, cool.
It won't load.
All right.
Guys, I'm sorry. It won't load. I need the Air Force One. The Air Force One noodle. No, I'm playing. Let me see here. If it won't load, then that's all good. We're just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to read the translations I fortunately put in our Discord group because I have Conqueror's Hockey. So. No, but let's see here. So what it says here is this. All right, so that scan y'all seen. All right, so let me do this. Let me open this scan. So this scan y'all see right here on the stream. I'm going to read that for y'all. I'm going to exit out those ones. We'll get into that Yumi Neko scan later. All right, so let's read this scan right here. This one says, all right. In an instant, it burnt this universe to the ground. It's a true omnidirectional attack that leaves no room for escape. Okay? Pretty cool. It would be pointless for Tochiro to make a similar attack. It is an attack that burns up everything in the universe. There was no way to counteract it. It would only increase in power. There was no choice but to endure, but there was a simple solution. He could have escaped to another universe. Tochiro escaped to a parallel world, a peaceful universe, where the UEG had had not come to wreak havoc. You're acting reckless, just because it's a universe that has nothing to do with you, Tochiro. That's what Toshiro said. Let's see here. It's only natural, as I don't care about it at all. Of course, I'd at once deal with anyone who tries such a thing in my world, according to UEG. Dang it, Tochiro says. And UEG unleashes light again. So let's go into the next scan. All right, so first thoughts on that first scan. You get the term omnidirectional, but then you find out he goes to another parallel world. So clearly, it's universal limited.
Yeah, it destroyed the universe. That's it. That's all that flame did, apparently.
So you're telling me...
I mean, it's impressive, but ain't too crazy, though.
Yeah, that's hyperversal, though, guys. Like, I mean, Buhan can't stand a chance, man. Like, Buhan. Oh, yeah, the anime said he was going to destroy the universe. Vegito, he's going to destroy the universe. Dende, he's going to destroy the universe. Buhan, I'm going to destroy the universe. Daizenshu. Oh, guys, just so you know, this is Toriyama writing here. He would have destroyed the universe if he had actually been able to pull it off. But, Vegito stopped him because plot reasons. I can't have him destroy the universe. There'd be no story to tell. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's still not enough evidence, so, I don't care. Buhan is not universal. Galaxy at best. There you go. That's literally how they are. It's so annoying. So toxic. Ugh.
It's a chain reaction.
Chain reaction. I hate that argument.
You see, he blew up a building, and then it kept going and going and going, and over the span of 1,000,000 years, the universe was finally gone.
Chain reaction. Like, it's universal. It's just it takes a long time. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as it's in one attack. Anyway, because I asked this too, guys. I said, what if somebody can blow up a galaxy, right? And there's 100. Let's say there are 100 million galaxies in the universe, but this guy can throw out 100 quadrillion attacks all in the span of 1 nanosecond. Does he count as universal or only galaxy level? It's so weird. It's so arbitrary on how we interpret like universal now.
It's hilarious, man. Anyone could be universal now. Anyone could be out-of-versal now, according to Versus Battle Wiki. So,
I mean, they can be universal, but they can still be universal. But in actuality, they're really just observable universe, but they just confuse that for some reason.
Exactly. Let me read this.
Weird.
I agree. Let me read the second scan. It says, Torichiro escaped to another parallel world, but that was filled with a light unleashed by UEG. He continued to move the one parallel universe after another while enduring the attack, but UEG would always arrive there before him, no matter which parallel universe he chose to go. All right, pretty cool. Good speed. In the end, Tochiro had no choice but to endure UEG's attacks. Even though I went easy on him, I'm surprised he didn't die from that, according to UEG. All right, so UEG is kind of casual, universal. That's pretty good, or at least somewhat. Enough is enough. It's my turn, Tochiro says. Although Tochiro wasn't really in the mood to have this fight, after being messed with to such an extent, he also felt the need to make her pay for it. He teleported to a universe with completely different laws of physics. There we go. All right. Then he wiped out the universe he was in just earlier, as well as all the parallel worlds that were derived from it. Again, and I'm not trying to downplay, but this is where the interpretation part comes in. Was it? It says all the parallel worlds derived from it. How many choices can come from that? People will say infinite. All right. But did they tell us it was infinite? Because if they don't say it's infinite, there is a finite amount of things that can happen in that particular verse. Obviously, but logically speaking, it should be infinite. But I'm just saying, like, without making the clear-cut statement. But if they destroyed all parallel worlds, we can confirm that's multiversal, right? It's a solid multiverse. Oh, yeah. It's not hyperversal. Where'd the hyperverse come in? It's funny because Tochiro says literally after that. No, it says right after. It says, frankly speaking, it's ridiculous of you wiping out all the parallel universes at once. There we go. And then Tochiro, you don't say. I can just picture that old meme. You don't say. Okay, so
I didn't think about that.
All right, so let's go with this this last and final scan. I want to read this one. Let's go ahead and talk about it. This is the last one. Yuichi calmly appeared behind Tochiro. Since they could only come to this place from a totally different world to begin with, it was only natural that both of them could freely move to another universe as they wish. It was then that the chain of even greater tragedies began. In short, first, both of them traveled in space between the universes. All right. Very good. The pseudo-space, we talked about that. And immediately wiped out the ones they predicted their opponent would go to. Okay, cool. Then one of them moved beyond the bounds of the multiverse. Ooh.
Okay.
That contained the universe accommodating their opponent and launched their attack at the universe from there. In response to that, the party moved to an even higher level universe. Okay, which makes, I mean, that's kind of repeating what they said about going beyond the multiverse, because higher level universe, when you go beyond the multiverse, you would have no choice but to go to a higher level universe. Then the one their opponent, what the hell? Bro, I can't read this. Like, I'm not joking. That's literally how it's written. It says, in response to that, the other party moved to an even higher universe than the one their opponent was in to strike back. Okay, there we go. It just seemed weird the way it was worded like that. But anyway, basically, this way of destruction continued endlessly before the battle suddenly came to a halt. So it technically wasn't endless because it came to a halt. Anyway, Tochiro's attack had finally managed to annihilate the space-time continuum that contained UEG. All right, and what are their interpretation on this? Oh, they claim that this is the endless hierarchy of higher-level continuums that reside beyond the... Where was the endless at? As far as I'm concerned, I only seen low-complex multiversal feats. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I mean, it doesn't really prove that there's like hyperversal levels of power. That does prove that the verse is at least pretty big to an extent. Not like high complex big, but low complex big.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting from it as well.
Yeah, and this is not biased. I've read it to everyone on stream. Now, if there's other scans people have, feel free. But I'm just telling you guys that this is the scans that the Versus Battle Wiki is using in order to push the narrative that this guy, Yogiri, is, hyperversal somehow, which is weird. Like, why? None of this is hyperversal. Like, if they put him at low complex, great. But hyperversal? Nah. Nah, 3A. Take it or leave it. That's Isaac Bell's comment. Like, maybe low complex, but definitely not hyperversal. That's what I'm saying. That's true, drip sauce.
Just got too excited.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all, they be, but visual novel character. He's a visual novel. He can do it. And like I know people gonna get mad at this, but like you, based on what we seen from UEG and Toichiro, they're getting one punched by Super Saiyan God Goku. It's like, oh, we could destroy a low complex multiverse level. Then our battle came to a halt. And Goku, oh, for real? Man, we were throwing punches. We were fighting at 100 quintillion times the speed of light, throwing out about 10 octillion punches per second. That each of those punches could destroy a low complex multiverse structure. Oh, we were just warming up. The Super Saiyan Goku. That was only the surface of Super Saiyan God. Like, oh, that's not like. I don't think people realize how OP that is. Like, and it's not. We're not trying to wank Dragon Ball to say they're unbeatable, these unstoppable characters. There's plenty of characters who could scrap with them. Because even when the Incredible Hulk fought the Ironclad when he was unrestricted because Banner let him let loose, he was sending shockwaves across infinite crossroads. Which means infinite, yeah. And then Ironclad said, I'm gonna reflect all of that back at you. And the Hulk's like, I'm gonna slap you. Slap. So, and it's like, the Beyonder's like, oh, god dang, you hit pretty hard, man. So, it's very clear that, like, there are characters who can also do casual feats at that level as well. So, don't get it twisted. We're not only talking about Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball's just one of the funniest primary examples just because, like, Goku and Beerus, if I recall, guys, you might remember, but they weren't taking that. Goku and Beerus were taking a fight serious, but they were often joking around here and there, if I recall, right?
Yeah, they weren't really going all out right at the start. They're kind of like testing each other for a bit.
They just testing new techniques.
Mm-hmm. Yo, your punches got stronger than they were 5 minutes ago. Yo, yours too, bro. Yo, thanks, man. Yeah, yo, you want to keep going? Yeah, let's keep scrapping. And then later on, oh, man. Goku, you lost your God form. Well, I don't feel weaker at all. Narrator, well, Goku, now that he is surpassed Super Saiyan, now Goku, at a level beyond God, continues the fight with Beerus, hitting each other again and again with power that can wipe out the universe. Like, bruh, are you serious? So even, let's lowball them. Let's say they're only 5D, right? Because the afterlife and all that. Let's just lowball. Because I think SSJ Ryu even agreed that it has to be 5D bare minimum now. Because when I gave him all the scans, he's like, all right, man, yeah, they got to be 5D now. So even then, imagine throwing out 100 octillion 5D punches, bro, in a second.
Nah.
It's ridiculous, man. And then it's just ridiculous. I mean, obviously, then you got the neutral zone scaling, the Zeno world, the timeline, the infinite Zamasu feat. Dragon Ball officially has infinite timelines according to their official website now. So that means Dragon Ball Super is a low hyperversal construct for their verse. I'll get into that later on, but anyway. But let's see here. Bad ATARi, how dare you not put Goku at Galaxy level? Isaac Bell is great. So is Cosmic. Yeah, I love the guys we got in the stream right now. So I'm going to just tell you this, guys. So we're done with Yogiri. In my opinion, I think Yogiri would, based on the scans, it would be low complex. I think we can all agree with that, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's not, and the people need to understand that's not an insult. That's low. A lot of fictions don't even hit that level. So the fact is, that's still insane. But I just think that they're kind of getting a little too excited with this hyperverse stuff, he solos Dragon Ball. I'm like, yeah, Dragon Ball with Kid Goku, sure.
The battle looks epic.
Exactly. All right, so now we're gonna before we go to the next portion, let me see what minute, what point are we at in the stream? All right, so now we're gonna go to now we're gonna go to the Yumi Neko stuff.
Oh boy, this is where the fun begins.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. So let's go ahead and read a lot of these scans. I'm gonna just read these scans one by one. So let's go ahead and get some of the scans. There's actually a whole user blog that somebody wrote dedicated to Yumi Neko power scaling. by OV7.
Respect, right?
Oh man, y'all trying to get me demonetized with them anime girls. But anyway, let's see here. So yeah, it says expansion series Cosmology. So '07. '07 is Ryokishi, Ryokishi 7, if I recall that's his name, and the Zeroth expansion works. I'm a little bit familiar with it. Roz, you've read a little bit of Yumi Neko too, right?
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Right. Oh yeah.
Really stood out to me that much.
Exactly. Oh wait, and I'll get into that after. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. So let's see here. So he got a lot of scans. So, and I'm not gonna attack OV7. OV7 probably can explain this a lot better anyway. But all I'm saying is this: it almost comes off as a gish gallop. Because let me show you, if you guys are watching this, you look at all these freaking scans. All these scans. God dang. And then you look at my Dragon Ball Cosmology thing, and it's like, bro, it gets straight to the point. It takes like 2 minutes to read the whole thing. Or 3 minutes to read mine. So this isn't really concise, I would say. But let me see here. Let's read a couple of scans. I'm not trying to read them out of context, but I'm going to look at a couple of them. Let me go ahead and read the 07. Let's go ahead and start. We're not going to read this whole thing. That'll take forever. But we're going to jot around a couple of them. So let's see here. All right, so he says here, the Zeroth expansion cosmology consists of metaphysical evolutionary journey of being in a spirit. From the point where one's existence is that of a human to the almighty and boundless creator, which resides beyond all restrictions. Now, I can agree with this. I have a reason for agreeing with that, because they'll go on later on. This journey is divided into two pole sides, the poles tossing around fate and the side that creates fate. The two poles are themselves divided into multiple existential hierarchies, and hierarchies themselves being divided into existential layers, and even those layers in some cases being divided into multiple dimensions. All right, let's see. So the first scan says, it can explain that all beings are placed somewhere between the two extremes, the side who is tossed about by fate and the side who creates fate. All right, accurate. The one side tossed about by fate are the humans, fools, helpless, can't create anything. However, they have a ground to firmly step upon their feet, and that ground will never betray them. Thus, they can live their whole existence without the fear of terror of falling to hell. Okay, sounds poetic so far to me. All right.
Very poetic.
The ones who create fate are the gods and the creator. However, the fact that they create everything and are freed from all restrictions means they don't even have a restriction such as the ground under their feet. I mean, again, just sounds poetic, kind of like a Grant Morrison type, like, oh, the phenomena of being like a higher dimensional being, like, So, again, nothing crazy about that. Beings that completely lost all restrictions in exchange for obtaining everything, they lose even the restriction of their own meaning. Even the notion of life and death disappears. Even the meaning of existing disappears. They reach their limits of zero or fall, crash, crumble, vanish like mist. Now, so far, I'm not going to lie to you. That sounds like some OD stuff. Low key. Kind of does. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, definitely sounds poetic, though.
Yeah. But, like, let's talk. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is like, yeah, we go off with Andre. Yeah, that definitely sounds super poetic. Definitely Grant Morrison-esque. I mean, which with that I can see why people would interpret that as, oh yeah, they hit zero and all, which would imply omnipotence and universal-esque stuff through interpretation of sorts. That's definitely it sounds very fancy.
Right. So let's see. When you lose all restrictions, let's talk. They completely lost all restriction. This is kind of hard to interpret because if we're going by that logic, remember when God Sigma in the Archie comics said he will go beyond all limitations, beyond the facet of creation? We don't call him Outerversal. But though you could, if you try to interpret it high end. So goes back into the importance of interpretation. Depending on how you look at this, all restrictions regarding what? In relation to what? Universal restrictions? Hyperversal restrictions? Multiversal restrictions? So let's see here. They lose even the restrictions their own meaning. Okay, so things such as life and death disappear. I mean, let me ask you guys this. Does life and death really mean much to someone like Whis?
No.
No.
Exactly.
Not at all.
He's like, oh, angels can't die unless they break the rule. That's it? Yep. If I don't break the rule, you ain't killing me. Oh, what about life? I can give life to anyone. And then you have this. They reach the limits of the zero or fall, crash, crumble, vanish like mist. Basically saying they're pretty much abstract. That's what I'm getting from that. I'm getting they're abstract.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like an abstract kind of existence. Life and death,
Yep.
things like time would have no meaning to you.
Yeah. So far it is still impressive. Still fits in that category of being impressive. But next to say, I think the one place in the middle are the witches. Ah. So that already downplayed a lot of what Lambda Delta can do. Like Lambda Delta, Berkanstel, Beatrice, those are the witches. Now, I know you guys probably won't know who those are, but those are the general witches. That's that low-key lolly looking girl with the pink, and the other with the purple, and the other with the... I mean, I'm not going to lie, they look like lollies. Except for the other girl, she's older, Beatrice. Those characters, they look like they're from Rose and Maiden, the anime. So these characters, they're witches. And they're supposed to be in the middle. If I recall, they are the witches of Voyagers. I forgot which one they fit on. I'm pretty sure they're witches, though. But anyway, witches sit in the middle, So they're not. They still got restrictions. Just by that, this statement alone proves they got restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So there we go. We create fate and play with it. We fool around that valley. Okay. However, we have to accept some definite restrictions and limits and leave some footing so that we won't fall. Again, poetic. Like, fall to what? What are you falling to?
I mean, you're going to trip and bust your head open or something? Like, what kind of fall are we talking about
That's
here?
what I'm saying. Oh, because earlier they talked about being afraid to fall to hell. What are you talking about? Like, because Beyonder ain't worried about that. You know what I mean? So again, it goes to show that poetic writing. It's really interesting, though. It's good storytelling. So there we go. Those are the main scans for that. And it says those hierarchies are usually called domains or worlds. And there are 3 of them. The human domain, the witch domain, and the unnamed third domain, usually referred to by fans as the creator domain. And that's the fans. We're going to call it the unnamed. Because, again, we learned about the creator level. And I've pretty much talked to you guys before about how Featherin's ranking isn't too over OP. Like, it's not out of the ordinary because she actually kind of deserves her ranking depending on how you look at it. But again, it says here, guys, next scan. Just as witches look down at Just as witches look down at and mock humans from a higher world, calling them pieces on a game board. Okay. So she looks down at and mocks the realm of witches from an even higher world, called them pieces on a game board. If a witch's strength is measured by the height of the world they are capable of reaching, then she was like a witch come back from the realm of gods, who had touched the highest forbidden heights and survived. Okay. So it just sounds like somebody who just went to like the higher level of existence and came back stronger, like Emperor Doom or like Lex Luthor when he went to the Source Wall, right?
And didn't get stuck in it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Now, calling humans from a higher world chess pieces on a game board, I would interpret that as they definitely are higher dimensional beings. Though calling them a game board is like, I mean, it's kind of awkward. Because it's like, it's a chess game, really infinite pieces. I mean, really infinitely above. Like, oh, it's a chess game. I mean, the only thing you can say infinitely above is like, oh, I can make up the rules and change them. It's the only thing you really say crazy about that. Otherwise, it's like, yo, if I throw this chess piece at you, are you infinitely above it?
Oh, God.
Maybe it's like the Xeno chess piece game.
Yup, the Zeno chess.
Oh yeah.
So like that's why I always tell him, I said, if y'all gonna use this logic, then I'm gonna use the logic to say Zeno's world is a higher dimension as well, because he looks at he literally treats him as it's literally a game to him.
So chess level, got it. I freaking love Isaac.
Yo, Isaac is the best. Chess level, I bet. And it says here we have a layer, or more often layer, the domain layer, blah, blah, blah. From this, we could see 3 domains superior between. So far, this sounds weird the way it's written, because. And then they got Kakira. A vital part of the 07 cosmology are Kakira fragments. Sometimes they're called pieces. They look like small crystals, but they're actually conceptual form. They actually are the concept. Oh, here goes that damn word again. They are the conceptual form of things such as lower worlds, parallel worlds, fate, possibilities, theories, games, fictional stories, and so on. That's pretty interesting. All right, they say there are lumps of mass of crystals that are about the size of a fist called kakira. Okay. They are crystallized of concepts such as different worlds, possibilities, and fates, and so on. Okay. I don't see theories, but yeah. Possibilities fits under that category. Look into it. I can see that it was the sea of stars painted in countless nebula, countless galaxies. The unimaginable, enormous universe was filled with mystical sparkles. Okay, that's right. The part that got chipped off should be on this side. You know, a lot of this is what I'm getting is like, because I want to get to the main point. Because guys, we're going to sit here forever with this stuff. Because this is a lot of like Grant Morrison ground you got to cover. And I'm not going to try to play, and I'm not trying to skip evidence and play ignorant, but again, this is not very concise. And I've read this already and shared the scans with Roz and Andre before. But like, we're trying to go over it live with the stream to kind of show you guys the importance of interpretation. So let's get to the meaty points of like the scans people love to throw out, because a lot of this is just like story points. Again, in the other world, the space war and the school light novel are connected by a hierarchical relationship. Again, stop using that term hierarchical. Stop it. Ranking is anything that ranks someone is hierarchical. Literally, the Espada are hierarchical. They are. They are.
I mean, they are. By numbers, yeah. I mean, they are.
Ukiura is infinitely above Stark because he had a hidden force. Like, bro, shut up.
Yami's the zero Espada. He's omnipotent.
Oh my gosh, for real. Beatrice says, almost like soldiers rampart strengthening the guards around you, the king, through multiple games. I had advanced pieces one by one, split them apart and cornered them, leveling your ramparts bit by bit. Then a faint crack finally opened, and I sent a bishop in so that it would approach right up next to you. But as you know, bishops are pieces with blind spots. Okay? As long as you could stay on the black squares, a black bishop can wield a massive influence. But if you escape just one step to the white square, even if I, let's see here, even if I close in right next to you, I will not be able to touch you. Okay, that just has to do with like range of motion. That is why I have progressed through this game by sending in various pieces so that you cannot stay on the white square, forcing you out in front. Pardon my like, Negro, this is nothing more but just concepts of how traps work in chess. Let me see. However, there are holes open all over your ramparts, and I was able to send them in a bishop, but a full queen. Do you know what kind of piece a queen is? A rook bishop is... Okay, a rook plus bishop is... that. Okay, she's saying a queen is a rook plus bishop. Sorry, the way the writing is this what you're trying to say? That's Battler talking. Is this what you're trying to say? That now you not only control the black squares that are part of the illusion of the witch, but you have been able to eat in the white squares of the human world at will? That's correct. You have been...
Chess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're talking about a battle they're having at a high level, but like she's saying, you have been calling the squares where the gold butterfly that are my minions, the illusion of the witch, and without the observer, you have theorized that these are unrealistic and denied them, right? For that very reason, I have openly descended to the white squares like this. Do not worry. I'll call plenty of gold butterflies and goats, demons, and witches later on, if you wish. I'll invite you to the Golden Land. There, any wish can be granted. And then this is when it goes into the Manger Sponge. You guys remember that. Something that's endless in one dimension can in fact be endless in a higher one. The fact that the Manger Sponge has infinite surface area only matters in a world less than 3 dimensions. In the 3-dimensional world or reality, it has 0 mass. Not only is it not endless, it doesn't even exist. Yeah, it just has to do with higher dimensional complexities. Now we're getting into something. So basically, the human world is infinitely lower than the witch world based on this information. But again, a lot of this is just, you know what I mean? Kind of Because, for example, one of the statements, I'm going to send it to the Discord so you guys could see it. You guys can look at it. Let me send it right here. Just right here.
Man.
This scan. So I'm going to read what this scan says. All right. Is one of the guardians, Jadis, who monitored the immigration situation of their fellow Rion people who crossed the fifth dimension wall to live in the current world. Now, we understand dimensions in Yumi Neko, according to Beatrice's statement, is infinitely greater than the last world. So at least they're consistent with that. So that means Jadis is infinitely above a 4D being. In that case, with the Rion people, that means the Rion people are infinitely above that. But the problem is, where does it ever go any? I'm telling you guys this. I've read most of this. It doesn't really go any further than that. They talk about the cat box and infinite truths. You guys have heard that theory. Basically, the cat box is literally nothing more but just, the idea of multi-layered world of contradictions. Like, it's just like, oh, is the cat alive? Well, I don't know if it's alive. Well, it's actually alive and dead, because in one reality it's alive, and in the other reality it's dead inside the box. One reality it's dead without the box opening. Another, it's dead when you find out by opening the box. And the other, it's alive when the box is closed and alive when you open it to reveal. So it's like goes into that branching infinities of different possibilities. That's all it's pretty much saying, and they don't really expand on anything higher. They go into the world of the yokai. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely important. Then they go into the whole the ability to dive into 2D, huh? Some people would consider Rion's power to be that of a god, going into the 2D world. Not too crazy. There's a character in Yu Yu Hakusho who could literally do that. You guys remember I showed you on the last scan. Kuwabara was the one who cut through that dimension because it was in hyperspace, a 4D world, but they cut through back into the 3D world Yusuke was in through a 2-dimensional shadow demon. All of that. And then it just keeps going and going. The boundary between worlds. If you are there, that means that you two float in the boundary between worlds just as I do. That makes us companions. Boundary between worlds is nothing more but just, again, hyperspace, space between universes. Nothing too crazy. Yu Yu Hakusho characters have done that. Dragon Ball characters have done that. How many other characters have done that? Even Naruto has done that. So, again. Bleach. Oh, yeah, the Don guy. Mm-hmm. So, again, yeah. So again, guys, I'm just going to let most of y'all know in the stream. This is pretty much, there's a lot to cover. And I'm not going to say Yumi Neko is only like multiversal. But I will let you know that they're definitely going to be in the lower complex, mid-complex, depending on how you're really trying to look at it. Featherin, I could say, is definitely up there, because her entire character, she's literally the author. She's the author. So, to a degree, she's like the author. She literally writes the battles.
The beyonder of the verse.
Yeah. She's the beyonder of the verse, yeah. So Featherin, I always gave respect to Featherin for the most part, to a degree. Now, if I lowball Featherin, I could just say, well, the Creator Realms restriction is only limited to, like, let's say 8-dimensional, depending on how you look at Yumi Neko. Because it's weird. Like, there's a scan where it says, like, oh, beyond infinite concepts and infinite coordinates, and that was a fan-made scan. It was fake. That's why it's not used here. This was a fake scan. And a lot of those other scans are fake. The one that Abraxas used on Comic Vine, oh, the other world is fiction. The other world is that's all fake. None of those are real. These are all legitimate Yumi Neko scans that can be actually confirmed. But again, this just goes over like the power scaling of them. But most of these characters, I wouldn't say go beyond low complex from what I'm seeing. Even if they can manipulate fate and all that, they just are very hacksy. That's what it sounds like. They're very, very hacksy. But a high-end interpretation may allow them to be in that level. That's why we're going to go into that in just a bit. So, like, for example, let me read the last scans. Let's see here. The last scans will say here. So, guys, they'll say this place, this scan right here. It says here, that place was nowhere in this world and existed at no time of this world. In other words, it truly and literally was a place not of this world. In this place, questions such as where is this or what time of it have no meaning. They say that's outerversal. Bruh. Exactly. It's the world of void. It's not, even if it wasn't the world of void, it's like, bruh, you do realize, like, and the thing is, it doesn't even say infinite space either. So it's just saying, oh, where is this? I don't know. What time is it? I don't know. It has no meaning. There are three ways you could look at it. One, it's outside of space-time, which is generally what I'm getting from it, because that's what witches can casually do. Number two, it's just in a place where they don't know what time it is because time is diluted and there is no particular location because it's in the in-between realm between universes. Again, because that's what the background looks like. It looks like the same background. So again, it's all over the place. So again, this is the importance of interpretation. These visual novel characters are getting away with all these infinite hyperversal, infinite buki mahagahaga versal. Oh, I'm infinite kiloversal, infinite megaversal, infinite gigaversal, infinite freaking megaversal, pentaversal, teraversal, exaversal, zetaversal, whatever. You get the point.
Too many versals.
Yo,
you gotta tone it down to versals.
Yo, J Big Boy said something good. He said these scans sound exactly like the things that I see used to downplay other verses. Exactly. They'll use these type of scans with like, oh, Goku, see, Goku. It's like, oh. Anyway, we're done with Yumi Neko. We are done with Yumi Neko. I'm not gonna go into all of those scans, not because I'm trying to, cherry pick evidence or anything like that, but I just want to be honest with you guys. A lot of that stuff is. It's too arbitrary. It's not that it's arbitrary. One, two, it's extremely long. It's not concise. And three, it takes a while to really get into that because there are scans that are not even included in that I've read about. So again, I'm not going to accept outerversal Lambda Delta and Burn Cancel, but I definitely will accept an outerversal feathering or a high hyperversal feathering or something like that. And probably outerversal because she literally is in the creator realm where she doesn't exist but does exist and all of that. It's like she actually fits the bill for the category. Like you can't blitz her in the actual verse when you read the battle she does. So there you go. Every other character, overhyped. Overhyped. So let's go ahead and get into our next category, which is going to be, let me look at my avatar to get my reference. Q&As. Questions and answers. And I'm also going to go over a couple of things in my last video. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and clarify a couple of things that happened in ATARi's last video. All right. Because there are a couple of comments that do not necessarily always agree, which is fine. I don't need y'all to agree. But let's go ahead. Why do people deny data books? I want to kind of go over that video a little bit. But before that, let me go over the speed one. Now, as a disclaimer, some of y'all gonna get called out, alright? Some of y'all finna get called out.
Oh, here we go.
You're not a dish.
So people are gonna be y'all gonna be getting called out right now. So if y'all said some foolishness in the comment section, I'm not condoning anyone to attack anyone. I'm just saying that I'm gonna call it out and explain it a little bit more. So let's see here. So one of the comments, let's see here. I'm just like, I heart everything. All right. I always heart things because even if they disagree or they're insulting me, I'll still heart it. So let's see here. So let's see here. Rose says, Hit is not infinite speed. He just stops time with his ability hacks. Okay. I'm pretty sure I said that in the video. That's exact. In fact, let's watch the video right now together. What did I say in that portion? Yeah, let me see here. What do I say in that portion? Of Planck time
in order to meet Hit where he was at, meaning Goku was moving infinite speed. And we know this is true because, as Hit has said before, time has stopped for everyone except us, showing that Hit is literally moving at what we think is infinite speed, though he's really just controlling time itself to give.
So I said what Hit is moving at what we think is infinite speed, but he's really just manipulating time itself,
the illusion to any lower
giving the
dimensional
illusion to any lower dimensional being
moving at infinite speed.
that he's moving at infinite speed. I literally just confirmed he ain't moving infinite speed. So, all right, we got that out the way. So let's continue. He just stops time with his hacks ability. Yep, we went over that. So it doesn't move at its own pace. No. The point is, time is stopped for the universe, so nobody can move. Okay? Hit is in a place where he can, for him, you're standing still. So Hit is like, yo, Goku's standing completely still. When I pop back out, I'm going to body him. All right? It says, when he does use the technique, he returns to his old speed. I mean, yeah, but Hit is already proven to be mad fast, even without time skip. So, like, Hit's not slow. Let's see. Hacks doesn't give speed. And if a person has infinite speed, he sees the other character as frozen. Not necessarily. Seeing a character moving slower doesn't mean, like, the perception is not always indicative to your speed. So we got to factor that in too. Because there have been moments when Goku has something thrown at him, and when his ki is low, he'd be like, ah! Like, barely dodge it. Because again, his ki signature is low. So again, I mean, it goes into a bunch of all that other stuff. So again, that's not always necessarily true. Not everyone is the Flash. But anyway, in short, it says this. He says, in short, time doesn't affect them, but Hit's ability to stop time. This skill debunking infinite speed in Dragon Ball, except angels. Again, that's not a debunk. That's not a debunk at all. If anything, I already said Hit is a move infinite speed. I'm just saying Goku in short burst can move at a solid infinite 3D speed, which means if Goku can move at infinite 3D speed and Goku's strength allowed him to penetrate the three-dimensional realm, which allowed him to move in 4D time with Hit and clapped Hit while he was moving. That's why Hit was like, Nani, boom, got hit. Because Hit was like, whoa, wait. How did you? Goku's like, yeah, where I'm going is far above this time skip. Basically, Goku's saying, look, you stop in time for everyone in the universe and trying to skip time. I'm a skip time too. That's literally what Goku did. I'm a skip time. So I'm infinite speed. Period. Because Hit did it through hacks. Goku did it through raw strength. So again, yeah, somebody else was like going into the comments against him, but I'm not gonna really read all of that. Again, that's just one notion. And again, this isn't to like attack anyone. This is just to clarify any confusion or any attempts. Let's see here. I appreciate everyone for saying, do you think Goku has infinite speed, or just? But to answer that, Abdi, since you may be in the chat right now, I do believe this means Goku has some level of infinite speed. But I always say in short bursts. Goku can't consistently be like, oh, I'm flying at infinite speed. Like, no, he's not doing that. In combat speed, though, infinite in short burst, he can move at infinite speed. Definitely can. Infinity is bigger than this. Really hard to read the number. Okay, let's see here. The next one says, that notion gets obliterated by the time you realize Hit wasn't infinite in speed. I never said he was.
He just in a rush to the bone.
Yeah, I think and Kieran has been a loyal subscriber or a loyal commenter. So again, I have no problem with him. I just think that sometimes my fellow subs be just, leaving comments before finishing the video. Let's see here. It was hacks. It was a hacks factor rather than... I said that already. Okay. Immeasurable will always be faster than baseline infinite. All right. Now, this is where we get into a disagreement. Now, first, I'll agree with this. Baseline infinity, kind of hard. Because let me ask you this. Ready? Yeah. Let's go ahead and switch over to the art realm. So guys, I'm going to be drawing this out now to give an example. Let's go into my all right, let's see here. I got clips. Let me go into Clip Studio. let's go ahead. So first, let's go ahead and open a file. So Andre, Roz, I'm gonna need you guys is to like give some context on this. Ready? So let's say if like we got a universe, it's infinite size or whatever, and you're in the center of it, right? And then there's a guy who's like outside of time, right? And he's like, "Yo, you guys suck. I'm about to speed blitz you guys. You guys are absolute trash. You can't outspeed me. Terrible, waste of space. You guys suck at running fast or whatever." He's trash talking you. Now here's the thing: you can run at infinite speed, and let's say y'all have to meet at the edge of the universe. He's outside of time, so to him, you're completely frozen. But then they say, on your mark, get set, go. All right. Now, as soon as you move, you're completely frozen in his perspective. But if your speed is truly infinite, you would have already been at the edge of the universe. And then he would have met you there roughly, arguably around the same time. You know why? Because if you're infinite speed, you could be at every point in the universe all at once. Right? Exactly. That's why in my video I said
distance and time is meaningless.
Exactly. Because if speed is dictated by distance over time. If you can move infinite distance in no time at all, even if someone is outside of time, y'all stalemate in speed. That's why I said they would stalemate. If I'm in the 4D realm and you're outside of that, you're in the 5D realm, nothing changes. I'm still infinite speed. That means it don't matter how much time there is, there's zero time for me to move. Even though time doesn't matter to you, time don't matter to me either. Neither does space, because I could be at every point in space, every point in time, all at the same time, because I'm truly infinite speed. So that's why a measurable speed, for people who don't realize, even the verse about a wiki says it itself, a measurable speed is literally just, there is no distance, there is no time, so how the heck do you measure it? You can't. That's why even characters in Dragon Ball Heroes, they all have a measurable speed by that category, but they also all have infinite speed too. But they have different levels of infinite speed. That's why that's why Xenogoku would still get blitzed by Beerus. How do you get blitzed if you're infinite? There has to be higher level infinities of speed then. That's the only thing Versus Battle Wiki didn't do, is they didn't make a hyper levels, like a hyperverse speed, or at least they didn't make a complex speed, or something like that. Speed. Yeah. Hyper infinite speed, complex infinite speed. If they had like done the same thing they did with power scaling, like the tiering system, it would all be coherent and cohesive. But otherwise, I hope that just kind of answers that question, or at least just kind of puts that there. So immeasurable speed is not always faster than infinite baseline speed. I mean, baseline speed, infinite, in concept, it just has more range of motion. Because the way speed works is based on distance over time. If you ain't got distance and you ain't got time, well, I'm faster than everything. It's like, I mean, I guess, but I'm infinite speed, so guess what? I'm already at every point in the universe already. So it's like you're omniscient. I mean, you're omnipresent with infinite speed. I don't think people realize that you're omnipresent with infinite speed. Let's see what the chat has to say about that. Chat, are you guys mind blown? I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. Maybe you disagree. But again, the same point. I'm trying to put it out right here. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good. My keyboard, my mouse went crazy on me for a moment. All right, there we go. Oh, okay. I know what happened. Hold on. I got to do something. So much memory is going on at once. And we might be back in business. Okay, yeah. So let me exit this out. So I'm going to exit out Clip Studio. And that's my mother-in-law yelling in Spanish. Oh, okay. All right. So my mouse ran out of battery. Yeah.
That's why you always keep an extra pair.
Yep. Let me see if I can grab another one. Oh no, it takes it uses double A. I always had extras, so let me just make sure. That one's in the trash. And this one. Hooray. Ooh, we got a new mouse. Dog, Chihuahua, get from under me. He is trying my patience. Anyway, long story short though, I see cosmic armor Superman obviously has a relevant speed because he is high outer. I mean, that's if you accept high outer, then yeah, it would be at that level. But at the same time, that's not true irrelevant. True irrelevant speed just means because if you have a relevant speed, you can't blitz anyone. You can't be blitzed with a relevant speed because if speed don't matter, then everything already happened. So again, it would be more of like a hyperversal or infinite hyperversal speed or whatever, but it wouldn't be true irrelevant speed. Not true. Someone like that would be like Lucifer Morningstar in DC, where they're like, oh, he could have left to the edge of Earth and circled back and they wouldn't notice. I'm like, yeah, of course they wouldn't notice because it would have already happened at that level. So again, it depends. There's so many different ways to interpret this. So I hope that this answers most of the comments. There's a couple of other comments that may disagree and stuff. Some people will still lean with immeasurable speed being greater than infinite. That's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But again, if we think logically, then you got to understand that infinite speed is, you know what I mean? Let's see here. Hey ATARi, doesn't Kid Buu have some sort of infinite speed because Kid Buu is able to destroy the infinite universe even if it was overtime? He would, but that wouldn't really make sense though for him to do that over time. It's weird. Like, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, no, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. It would mean he would have to destroy. Yeah, like because the Kaioshin realm's technically infinite too. Weirdly enough, or if it isn't infinite, it's a higher dimensional restricted area. Let's see here. So ATARi, you have infinite speed over immeasurable. Yup. Like Flash, right? Yup. Because like Flash has infinite speed, which is why he's extremely impressive when he goes to the Speed Force, because he could just carry over that infinity over there. But you could see that the Flash's infinite 3D speed isn't applicable to his Speed Force speed. So it's still kind of wonky the way DC interprets it. It's like they kind of nerfed him. Let's see here. I understand the Justice League episode where Flash was everywhere at once. There you go, Cosmic Power Scaler. That's a perfect example of true infinite speed. It's just like, oh man, I could go outside of time. I'm like, I don't care. I'm literally every point in this universe right now, and you just can't notice me. What? Yeah, I'm in every point of this universe as we're talking. Like I'm literally cycling back and forth to every portion of this universe while finishing up this conversation, reacting to it right on time. In fact, I can have a conversation with everyone on this planet and they wouldn't even know about it because I would be omnipresent just off of my speed. That's how fast, that's infinite speed. But people aren't really realizing that. It's kind of like the same thing I said, yo, you guys got to stop giving out reversal to everyone. Yeah, Kid Buu can destroy the universe in one attack easily. He stopped a spirit bomb which held the power of the entire macrocosm, afterlife and all. But people like to make you think, oh, it was only Earth. It was only planet Earth. Like, Vegeta. Oh, no, we're gonna let the Earthlings save their planet. Like, Vegeta ain't no idiot. Well, sometimes he is, but he's not.
Like 70% of the time, Vegeta's pretty stupid. 30% of the time, he's just prideful.
Yeah, his pride makes him stupid. But in that case, he wasn't being stupid. So let's go ahead into so anyway, we're done with that. Let's look into data books being denied. So about data books, there are some people Now, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments. I know Zalias was here earlier in the stream. Zay, the thing about Zay, though, I respect what Zay's saying, because Zay literally is a feats-only scaler. All right? Zay is a feats-only scaler, so that would make sense. Zay pretty much is always like, I'm going to go by the feats. Now, obviously, when it comes to giving a proper ranking, that's not the most optimal. You want to consider the author's statements because certain feats can't occur. Otherwise, it screws with the story. What if they let Mandrake did destroy all of DC? Then what? We'll just have DC revive. So did he truly destroy it? Because if they revive it, then they're going to nerf his power. Because they'll nerf him and say, oh, he doesn't have the existence erasure. Like, what? And then if they allow him to do it, then it's like, oh, man, DC can't exist anymore. And plus, if they revive it, they're going, oh, this story's stupid. They keep reviving everything. I'm like, well, y'all wanted it. Like, dang, how are we going to tell more stories? It's like the same thing with the Rapunzel. Chris Sonnenberg and Amber Vicinage were saying, well, we can't let them destroy everything. We opened up string theory to say, what if Cassandra was the sun drop? And she had another separate infinite hyperverse she can, mess with or whatever. But they're like trying to make things interesting. They can't just be like, Cellbit and destroy the solar system. It's clearly not solar system level, man. I'm sorry. I can't, So you know what I mean? In the same case of you know what I mean? It's like, there's a couple of other statements here. They're saying, I agree with data books written by the author. It's important. Yep. Golden Angel. Data books will always be viewed as a form of secondary canon. Who wrote it? Does it contradict the whole shown anime or the show? Are the translations correct? So all these things must be considered before deciding whether or not to accept or reject them. As I've said before, and I know Mr. Zama said, I wouldn't deny it. I wouldn't say deny, it'd be so more so question. Now, again, I get what everyone else is saying, but again, the video is why do people deny? Questioning data books, I cover that in the video because I literally say you have to see if what they're saying is coherent and cohesive. You guys remember I said that in the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Link on the Discord about Justice, Gamma Ray, and the Guilty Gear, and if so, which high or low end would you use? I haven't gotten to really look at it close enough, Mr. Hazama, but when I do get a chance, I'll definitely get my thoughts on it. I got a lot going on. You should do a versus battle between Capsule Corp, Goku, and Ramiro. That'd be hilarious. All right, so I got a lot of comments. Some of these comments don't even come through my notifications, by the way, guys. So if I don't heart it, my apologies. But anyway, let's see here. Anyway, the main point is, guys, what I'm saying is, with most of these scans, as you can see, is this. Let me just say this, guys. Most of this, I'm not disagreeing with, but Naruto doesn't fit this category. Naruto has, I think somebody just subscribed to my, followed me on Twitch. Because that's my Twitch notification. Whoever did that, thank you. Because I'm not on Twitch to see it. But I want to say this. Naruto does not fit that category. I don't care how much you dislike Naruto. I don't care how much you disagree with it. You got to remember, your opinion on a character needs to co-align with the author. I mean, kind of. Because otherwise, it will become either headcanon, downplay, or just a flat-out wrong opinion. If my opinion is, well, James Bond doesn't know how to use a gun, but you clearly see in the movie he can, it doesn't matter what my opinion is. I'm entitled to have one, but it's a wrong opinion. So in the same case with Naruto, I know there's people who I don't think Naruto's planetary. I just can't agree with it because the data books. I don't think the data books are right. I don't care if you think the data books are right because what was written is the truth. They literally, because you have to factor in, are the data books an outlier? Are they hyperbole? Let's really look at it. Let's look at it carefully and see if it's hyperbole. All right, first and foremost, let's look at the versus battle Poopia, or versus battle Demikia, because they're acting Demiki.
Like it.
All right, so here we go. It says here, Madara's meteor. and I'm not going to make fun of Damage 3245. Damage, I'm not making fun of you, I promise. If you ever see this, I'm not making fun of you. But the calc, you got to do some work, bro. Because total attack potency, mountain level plus. What the hell? Emotional damage, bro. It's like, what is this? A mountain level? Are you freaking kidding me? How is that mountain level? Chat. Mountain level. Mountain level, chat. Mountain level Madara meteor. I don't care if you hate Madara and Musuke your girlfriend. It doesn't matter. You cannot sit there and say this is only mountain level. Even if the rock was just dropping, how is that mountain level? What the heck is... Well, those pillars are only a couple 100 feet tall. And what? I don't care.
Oh God.
Yo, Blue Eyes is hilarious. That people will watch an interview and be like, "Yo, death of the author."
Moderate chair level. Let's go.
How would this be mountain level though? That's my thing.
I mean, it blatantly dwarfs mountains, so I mean, just saying.
And you know, man, I'm like mountain. Oh, it's plus though. Mountain level plus. and here's the worst part.
How about do a chain reaction there?
Yeah, it's another chain reaction right there. You're right, Andre.
Yeah. Somebody else followed my Twitch. Whoever that was, thank you. All right, let's see. Aunt Visima, and I'm not making fun of Aunt Visima, but very known for very known for accepting Kami Tenchi to be some hyperversal being, despite the lack of evidence. You see this arbitrary picture? Yeah, I think that's enough evidence, dude, to say that each of these supervisors transcend the other infinitely. Where? How? That don't make no sense. Like, it's so goofy. But anyway, it says, thank you for the calculation. Seems to be accepted then, but it is best to verify with the calc group that this calculation is preferable. You can ask the evaluations here. And then somebody else put, this is wrong. What's it called? Tengai Sek? I forgot what it's called. Tengi, whatever. Anyway, the TS, which is the name of Madara's attack, the abbreviation, weight can not be lower than Genbu, aka the island that Inoki can lift the entire Genbu easily with his power, and can't do the same with the TS. And Genbu is over. What the hell? Hold up. Let me read this number.
You can't compare a giant meteor to an island-sized turtle. I'm sorry.
Hold up.
Same calc they use for the movement of Frieza.
So they said this thing is 218 trillion, 270 billion, 696 million, and 51,152 kilograms, which is give or take about 400 trillion tons. I mean, pounds. Which in tons, that's billions of tons. And then let's see what the replies say. There's a very large difference between simply picking up a turtle and stopping a meteor. That being the meteor is actually moving very quickly in the direction he's trying to stop. That's not a large difference. Even with his power to make the meteor lighter, he cannot lift it anyway. He wasn't just trying to lift a meteor, he was trying to slow the meteor down. You're going to have to prove that picking up a stationary Genbu is anywhere near comparable to trying to hold out this calc is wrong. It doesn't matter. Inoki can't lift or slow down the meteor as the same way he could do with that island. How do you know that? So Damage is saying, how do you know that? Inoki clearly did slow down the meteor with some assistance from Gaara, and by the time the meteor came to complete the rest, he and Gaara were holding it up. Even if Inoki completely removed the meteor's rate, he'd still have to counteract its speed, which is what he was struggling with. I mean, the point is, though, this meteor, is an island level, though. It's not an island-sized meteor, potentially, depending on how you interpret the background scans. It's clearly a island. I mean, actually, no, it is. It can be argued a low island level. it could be a small island-sized meteor, which is what he's trying to counteract. You got a point, but if it is large mountain size, let's just use realistic scaling. If it is large mountain size, right, about 2 miles tall, how in the HE double hockey sticks is that even close to lifting an island? And again, if he could lift an island, why can't he stop a mountain level meteor?
I don't know, because it's not mountain level.
Choji or something?
I can't lift Choji, man. I can't lift Choji. But anyway, guys, the main point is that a lot of like Naruto scans are very give a lot of evidence. There's a lot of evidence for a lot of Naruto scans. Like, for example, let me pull another one up here that shows kind of an idea, because let me see here. Because like the thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that let me show you some GIFs, actually. Let me show you some GIFs. So let's look at this one right here. We have this GIF right here when, let me see here. Toneri cuts the moon. Okay, they won't let me do that. But anyway, Toneri cuts the moon. If you see Naruto versus Toneri, and guys, if I recall, Naruto was slapping Toneri while not even in Sage of Six Path is way stronger than the Naruto in this movie.
Yeah.
So
like, Naruto was slapping Toneri around. Toneri was like had to constantly amp himself up just to keep up with him.
Exactly. And then you have this Madara scan where you see these rocks clearly almost are like, and based on the curvature of the earth, he's picking up, based on the curvature on the earth, he's picking up Connecticut-sized rocks and finna hurl them all back at the planet. Bruh. In the perspective of the moon, some people even say this is a moon level feat. Like, no, this is more than that. This is more than that. And the thing is, let me read this last point in the scan that a lot of people like to deny. Sealed inside Naruto is a powerful force that could easily turn the world to ash. But a lot of people don't realize is, I didn't put the rest of the scan, but the rest of the scan actually says Madara even wanted to obtain it, and so far nobody can control its power. So if this thing is stronger than the Madara, who's pulling off at least multi-continental to moon level feats, small planetary feats, why in the hell are people denying that the Ninetales, which is stronger than him, to be not planetary? Why is that so hard to believe? How is that an outlier? What is it an outlier to? You know, I can understand if Madara was only island level, and then they're saying, and the Ninetales is like, oh, I'm 10% stronger than him. And then they're like, oh, Ninetales is planetary. I can get that. But there's feats that support it.
Exactly.
I don't get it. But anyway, let's move to the meat of the let's move to the meaty point. We pretty much got a lot of that over. If anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask them. But I think it's time to get to the grand finale of this stream. And the grand finale is going to be speaking specifically on Team Alpha versus Team Omega.
Let's go.
This is going to be a really tough battle to really decide, because I want to give respect to all levels. But again, to really understand it, let me go ahead and get the scan. Let me see here. I can't even find my own scan. All right, let's see. God dang it. Where's the scan at? All right, so hold on. All right, so this is the part where it gets really interesting, guys. We're going to talk about these guys. This scan right here. I named the file LOL. I can't believe it. Anyway, this scan. All right, so chat, what does everyone think about this battle? Naruto for me is multi-planet to star level. I don't disagree with that, to be honest with you. They use Death Battle logic, Mountain Plus. That's That's true. That's true.
It's the Storm games.
Storm games, man. Storm games. Kaguya is making freaking universal plus size dimensions all over the place. So
Nah, man. Oh, and Kaguya is confirmed to make dimensions. Nah, man. Those aren't real stars. They're just illusions, bro. Okay. Do you have proof they're illusions? No, but do you have proof that they're actually the size they are, bruh? Atmospheric.
Genjutsu dimension.
Maybe the atmospheric refraction of the sunlight, and Sasuke's actually in there, and he's not in a Genju. Like, whatever. Anyway, let's look at this. I'm gonna let the chat decide, guys. Who is going to win this battle? Ready? I want y'all to vote. Team Alpha. And let me go to the post to go and make sure I'm reading this. Team Alpha. What does Team Alpha consist of? Well, Team Alpha. Annals Voltigold, but he's going to be high end. Superboy Prime Guardian Amp, but we're using all feats. Xenogoku Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Power high end. Ugh. Composite Orochi from SNK. So obviously high end because he's composite. So that's kind of self-explanatory. Rapunzel, high end. Rune King Thor, high end. Kratos, God of War, lore scaling, high end. And then we got Team Omega. All right. Team Omega. Archie Sonic, high end. Whoo, that's strong. Lambda Delta, high end. Akuto Sai, obviously high end. Gilgamesh, light novel and high end. Rimiro, high end. Renfuji from Daizere, meaning we're going to actually use those scans. High end. Dante from Shin Megami Tensei, scaling. Whoo! So this is quite an epic battle. Let's be honest.
is everyone behind?
So let's see here. Let's see the votes right now. How many people are voting? 8 votes. So far, there's 8 votes. A lot. 88% is in favor of Team Alpha. 12% is in favor of Team Omega. Dang. Nobody got any faith in Archie Sonic. Dang, no faith in Archie Sonic, bro.
Or
Think
Dante.
about it. Xenogoku just speeds with anybody with the ATARi earrings.
Oh, shoot. Damn. I forgot about that. Yo, ATARi, it's been a long... Yo, what's up, Sunny D? Yo, what's up, Original Breaker? What's up, J Big Boy? What's up, Mr. Zombie? What's up, 10? What's up, Cosmic House? What's up, Isaac? What's up, all of you guys? How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream again. We're in the grand finale. We're in the grand tour. No, I'm playing. But, like, be sure to share this with anyone you guys know. Get some views. I want to see if we can hit 30 views. See if that's possible. Oh, yeah. You're right, Blue Eyes. Yo, they'll make a claim. Prove me wrong. Okay.
This time I'm too much Naruto wank shaking my head. I wonder if they're behind a bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Out
I
of
think they're, oh yeah.
outer versal Naruto. Nah, I'm playing. So Alpha. We got a lot of alphas. A lot of alphas. You got vote. Ew, who are these? Phoenix Wright solos, bro.
This man has been saying this for like an hour. Is Phoenix Wright soloing everybody?
I mean, he's a real life attorney, so he's so now I'm playing. So let's see here. So yeah, this is going to be a really interesting battle. I would like to go over a couple tropes. So let's start with Anos. All right, so starting with Anos, let's pretend that everyone is going to fight everyone they're lined up with. Let's just pretend. Anos is going to fight Archie Sonic. They're obviously all going to be in a battle royale, but we'll say round 1, they're going to go 1 for 1. Anos has the Venos Denoa. That thing is busted because it has the ability, it doesn't care what logic or reason is. You know what's funny? Versus Battle Wiki, the one visual novel, the one light novel character who has proof for his feats and abilities. Now we're gonna put him at multiversal, bruh.
Sounds about right.
Now proof? He got proof? Nah, he's multiversal. That's it. Even though his sword is haxy, it doesn't care about reasoning. It don't care about logic. Sonic is going to have a really hard time because even if Sonic is invincible, Venos de Noah don't care about his invincibility. It ignores reason, no matter how infinite or eternal. Well, I have infinite durability. I don't care about that. Venos de Noah doesn't care. The Chaos Emerald's reality warp. I don't care. That's the Venos de Noah is literally a sword that's I don't care. It's a 5-year-old. I don't care. I'm stronger. So now Archie Sonic though. Let's talk about him. Archie Sonic has infinite speed in base form, easily cross the cosmic interstate, the multiverse. If we go by Silver the Hedgehog's statement, and since we're using high-end Archie Sonic, that means God Sigma in Archie Sonic, where he says, let's see here, and now will affect every facet of creation with more unity engines, an infinite number of worlds strengthening me with infinite amount of power. I will transcend all limitations. I will be a god. So basically, and he calls like people like Knuckles who can bust universes an insect and stuff like that. Obviously, very powerful. So a high-end interpretation of Archie Sonic to this scaling, because Archie Sonic scales to Capcom because its worlds unite, because Sonic reset his world and Mega Man's world and Capcom. So very, very impressive. So Archie Sonic is obviously on a high-end level. He's going to have that. He's going to have that to his edge. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'll let Andre go, see what he thinks first.
Honestly, based off his character, I think he's gonna start off the fight a bit too smug and just might actually make a mistake. We all know he's just smug as hell.
That's true. Archie Sonic is very smug. I mean, Archie Sonic versus Enerjack.
He'll probably just let him take the first hit. He'll just get one-shotted.
Yeah, that's true. Because when he fought, because like for example, he purposely took a hit from Enerjack, and then if I recall here, he says, "Dang it, I won't put the full scan on. I'm trying to find the full scan because he says, "Nice try, but I'm invulnerable," while being smug about it. So then it goes down into like, is his invulnerability on that level? Oh wait, somebody put, would Enerjack be an embodiment? How would they react to Beerus? Blah 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 blah. I don't care about that. I want the scan. Give me the scan. I want the scan. Give me the scan. Give me the freaking scan. The thing is that's going to make Archie Sonic really good though is we got his off-panel feats too, possibly. Where he's pretty much the Bugs Bunny, if you know what I mean. Writer Mike Gallagher, so he's talking to the writers and stuff. So depending on how you look at that, that's gonna be really good in his favor. So I think that.
Change the script now?
Could
you change the script of how this fight would go?
He probably could, but the thing that would be funny is that he got some counter fighters they got people who can counter that. If they see Anos is in trouble, they will probably help him counter that. But the thing that makes it weird is his eyes are called the Eyes of Destruction, which are stronger than the Venos de Noah. So I don't know how the hell that even makes sense. I don't know. But I agree with Cosmic Power Scaler. Archie Sonic may have the speed advantage. What do you guys do? We can agree with that, right?
Yeah, he definitely has the speed advantage.
Yeah, so Archie Sonic would beat Anos in that case. So there we go. Round 1. Archie Sonic gets the W. So then we go into Superboy Prime. Should we do this like a crew battle, like Superboy Prime leaves off where Anos couldn't finish, or should we just move him to the next character?
I think we should probably just kind of like move on to just the next right now.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep it all kind of contained.
Yeah, so let's see. Lambda Delta. So Archie Sonic's left over. Lambda Delta is there fighting Superboy Prime. I think Superboy Prime beats her because even with the high-end interpretation, witches are still restricted. But Superboy Prime with the Guardian amp, when we're using high-end, didn't he break into the DC? And I put all feats. I said all feats. So...
Yeah, no, he straight up broke into like
existence.
Yeah.
He's reading DC himself and broke into the office. Oh my God. It can't be. You're the guy in charge of DC Comics, right?
Yeah, he straight up broke out of the comic to beat the crap out of, the writers.
You brought this all on yourself. All of you did. Boom, boom, boom. It's just destroying everything. So if we're using all feats, how many in here agrees? Let me start changing the poll. All right, so we did that. So everyone thinks Team Alpha, Team Omega will win. We already pretty much decided, but we'll let the chat decide who wins. High ends. Let me see this. Yeah. Let's see here. Who you guys think wins? So winner number 1 is Archie Sonic. Thank you, Cosmic Power Scaler. Yup, keep that up for me if you can. I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and look at the next poll. Who wins? All feats Superboy Prime or Lambda Delta high end? Because remember, Superboy Prime gets all feats. All of them. That includes beating up Batman Who Laughs, who if you highball skip, and since we're using high end on top of that, then that's really scary though, right, guys? Some scary stuff.
The Batman Who Laughs scares about Perpetua. So.
Yeah, what did you say, Andre, real quick?
I think you can even kill Superboy Prime.
Oh yeah, because he got retconned and he didn't die, right?
Yeah, he just got already gone and came back.
Yo, Superboy Prime is freaking broken. Oh yeah, he stood on top of the source wall. Superboy Prime, all feats Superboy Prime is absolutely insane. This dude is crazy. So Superboy Prime would definitely turn Lambda Delta in some prime ribs or something. Because that battle, definitely in his favor. So Superboy Prime. Go ahead, Cosmic Power Scaler. Mark Superboy Prime as the winner. He's clear. The poll is at 100%. I mean, there's only 5 votes, but not that many. We'll leave it at that. I think it's pretty solidly clear who would win that. So there's that. Oh, Batman Who Laughs beat Perpetua. Oh, come on, man. That's even worse.
Beat her pretty easily there.
Yeah, he straight up destroyed her.
All right, then we're gonna go to round 3. All right, let's see. All right, so this one is going to be really interesting. This is an interesting one because this ain't free. I wouldn't say this is a free. I mean, actually, I don't know, actually. Because everyone's in character. Lambda Delta is very cocky, and she wouldn't even know what the hell's going on. Superboy Prime would be very angry because that's just how he is. She would call him a little boy, and he would destroy her for that.
Yeah, he's just edgy. He's just edgelord embodiment.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Goku, Super Saiyan 4. Oh, this is interesting. Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Power Xenogoku versus Akuto Sai. Akuto Sai is no joke. So that's going to be the interesting point of this battle. But the thing is, it's high-end Xenogoku at Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Power with the God key on top of that. So that's
what they clone these other amps to?
Man, this is going to be hard. So the way I'm going to look at it is Akutosai has a lot of authorial level writing ability and scaling, and it's scary, you know. But again, it depends. Since both are high end, it's quite an interesting. It's an interesting take to see who would win this battle. Now, some say Akutosai is high out of Versal, because they would say, oh, he went into the void and all of that, the anti-universe and all that stuff, and it's above the totality of fiction. But we're using high-end Xenogoku. So, yeah. All right, cast aside, went beyond the totality of fiction. Who else can do that? Xenogoku. Why can he do that? Because Xenogoku already is above God Fusion Broly, who threatened to kill us, the audience.
What did Frieza?
And Frieza.
That too, yeah.
And that was Namek Saga Frieza, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So if Namek Saga Frieza is already at an infinite multiplier, and then you have Xenogoku can fuse with Zalama, and he has the cards, he could probably potentially nerf Akutosai with the cards and prevent him from doing certain things. Or in fact, he can even copy his powers and put himself on the same level, equalize the stats. So it's a very interesting battle. It's funny, like
Yeah, I'm really gonna just let him like fuse with Toki and Super Shenron.
He fused with Toki to and he fused with Super Shenron. And the thing,
Jesus!
and the thing is that Xenogoku not only is fused with Super Shenron, oh man,
You
this
can actually use Toki to just amp all the teams though.
hold on, Super Dragon Ball Heroes author. Yeah, who was the author? Yoshihito, right? And Demigra threatened to kill him already, but
Vegeta did too.
Vegeta did?
Yeah, like ate his ice cream and he got mad about it.
So, like, Goku also has surpassed fiction. So this is like Jump Force level territory we're talking about. Except he has more transformations than he does in Jump Force, and he's stronger. So you can argue he's stronger than he is here. You can argue Xenogoku's stronger than Jump Force Goku, because we're also talking about the real world. This also includes One Piece. So it's very clear the real world and Dragon Ball. They call it the extra dimension too.
And the crossover, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a hard battle though. Akutosai is no joke. But the thing is that also goes into factor is most of Akutosai's abilities, it's kind of hard because it's like Akutosai doesn't necessarily exist, but at the same time he does exist. But Goku can deal with that through because Xenogoku has Hakai in the game. He has Hakai. He has what other? He has the Mafuba, and the way the Mafuba works in Dragon Ball Heroes is it literally is on a, it's like an outer versal level type of thing, pretty much. It's hard to say. It seems very close in Akutosai's favor though, but Xenogoku having all the abilities to just keep amping up his power over and over and over, and if base Xenogoku, if high-end Xenogoku in his base form is already mid outer versal, is already outer versal, but just for beating Demigra, then he could stack on infinite multipliers for the Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 4, because the whole idea is Super Saiyan 3, for those who don't know it, is originally supposed to take the Saiyan's hidden potential and draw it to its limits. Super Saiyan 4 goes beyond that. Super Saiyan God goes beyond that, etc., etc. So Saiyans have no limits, according to Vegeta, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that Xenogoku doesn't have any physical-based limits in the most part.
No, he does not. He is stupid broken for absolutely no reason.
And Xenogoku being in character, he would try to get the fight done quick, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's the more
Especially
serious.
he's like the more serious
Goku.
Yeah. Wait, what was that, Andre?
Especially he was like threatening like times or something like that. He'll probably try to end the fight quickly.
Yeah, because Xenogoku gets things done. And the thing is, Xenogoku's stronger than Beat. And Beat is supposed to represent us, the actual avatar of people who play the game, right?
He ain't even stronger than base form, to be honest, though.
Wait, he
Can't even
could.
beat base from Libra.
Yeah, if I recall, like Super Saiyan God Beat isn't even stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Xenogoku. No, actually, base Xenogoku's stronger than Super Saiyan God Beat, right?
Yeah, he is. Like he lost to like base from Demigura.
What? But
Yeah, it's
wait,
God.
that's broken because God beat in Super Saiyan God. Hold on, God Fusion Broly. God Fusion Broly lost to Super Saiyan God. I think he lost. Yeah, God Fusion Broly loses to Super Saiyan God Beat.
Yeah.
So base Xenogoku would be stronger than God Fusion Broly?
Pretty much.
What the hell?
Past is beating Vegeta and Vegito in 2 arcs later.
Oh man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sleep on a Kudosai. I mean, I've seen the anime. The anime is nothing compared to the actual like novels and the manga and all that, but based on what Xenogoku can do, I don't know if Akuto Sai has the hacks to deal with him because Xenogoku could pretty much resist everything he can do. Plot manipulation don't work on Xenogoku. Reality warping doesn't work on Goku. Dimensional manipulation don't work on Goku. Xenogoku at least. Soul manipulation definitely doesn't work on Xenogoku. Because I know Akuto Sai has soul manipulation within stories. But how's that going to work? Because didn't Gohan get his soul taken and still won, Andre?
Yeah, he still won, even with his soul being reaped from him.
Oh, you took my soul? I don't care. I'm going to beat your ass.
Or maybe that's a part of the Super Saiyan 4 adaptation, just kicking in.
Oh, because he was Super Saiyan 4. Damn. Hold on. Let me try to get that scan so chat knows we're not full of crap. Soul. Man. That's crazy. All right, I think I got it here. I can't move my body, Gohan says. Foo foo. That's because your soul has been reaped. Don't worry about that annoying daughter of yours. She'll go next. Damn. And then Gohan's like, yo, them the fighting words. Goes Super Saiyan 4. Keep in mind, Gohan was in base with his soul reaped. Then he just goes Super Saiyan 4. You gotta be kidding me. Boom. Debo's him right in his face. How does that make sense? Yo, chat, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
Dang, I forgot about that. I remember reading that. I was like, what the heck?
and that's Gohan. That's Zeno Gohan, who isn't stronger than Xenogoku. And then there's information manipulation. He's I know he has that beyond dimensional existence. I'm trying to look up respect threads for Kudosai to get a fresh image of what he can do again, because there's a lot. But pretty much manipulating the stories and stuff on fiction, because he basically treats other places like fiction. Speed wise, how does that work out? Because it's kind of wonky. Xenogoku technically has irrelevant speed, but also has limited finite speed. So he's not true irrelevant speed, but in the perspective of being a fictional being, you're just going to be a still image on a comic. So to him, you're just, you know what I mean?
I honestly have no idea. So it's just, he's fused with Toki Toki and freaking Super Shinron, so...
And he's gonna get stronger as the fight progresses. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah. I'm still just shocked. Oh, my soul. Oh yeah, don't worry. Your granddaughter. Oh, your daughter. She's annoying. I'm about to kill her too. Wait, what? What? He just gets up and punches him. Bruh, I took your soul. You don't exist right now. Nah, bruh. It is nah. That's what I'm saying. Cosmic power scalar. He said, "How the freak is that possible?" That's what I'm trying to wonder. Like, how is that possible? Because I was like, wait, he did do that, and then I thought like, oh well, yeah, it's like, nah, I took your soul, bro. Your soul's gone completely. He just like, nah, screw that. So, I want to say this is extremely, extremely high difficulty, but I'll give it to Xenogoku because Akuto Sai has some crazy manipulation. it's going to be a win for Xenogoku, but it's going to be hard to see how will he finish off Akutosai. Because the thing is, Xenogoku doesn't necessarily have a body because he's formed from memory, from the Supreme Kai of Time. So he's pulled from memory. So if Akutosai kills him, let's say if he did, Xenogoku would still just come back, especially with the Super Shenron absorbed into him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recall, I forgot his name, but I think he forgot his name, but you know this incredibly, insanely overpowered demon guy. I forgot his name.
Which one? There's quite a few of those in
He
like.
managed to absorb all of the time patrollers.
Oh, what was his name? I think I remember who you're talking about.
I know it starts with an M though, but it's a really long name though.
Was it like Mukabra? No, what was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
He absorbed all of the time patrollers, including Xenogoku, and he managed to just somehow get out of there. It's like being absorbed into that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
Putting out the timelines.
Yeah. All right, so this battle is concluded for sure. The winner is going to be Xenogoku. It's a hard-fought battle, though. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to give it to Xenogoku mainly because of 3 reasons. Number 1, Akutosai can pretty much do everything Xenogoku can do, somewhat. But number 2, Akutosai doesn't have cards that will allow him to nerf outer-versal beings on that level. And number 3, Xenogoku literally is a metafictional, just like Akutosai is, but Xenogoku is more of a consistent metafictional character because, number 1, he scales to Arali, who punched Toriyama and scales above her. Number 2, he scales to the actual writers. Number 3, oh, shoot. Remember when Koyama said there's an infinite amount of hierarchies in his interpretation?
Yeah.
Wouldn't his since Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a mixture of movies, games, other game spin-offs, and the anime and manga? Because remember, Capsule Corp Goku knew who Bojack was. So wouldn't that make their macrocosm? I mean, it's high-end. I'm using high-end Xenogoku and high-end Akutosai. So wouldn't that make the macrocosm infinite dimensional?
Seems like it. Which, by the way, I did look it up. Koyama was the story writer for all of the Dragon Ball Z movies. He wasn't just a screenwriter.
Oh my gosh. So basically, Xenogoku is even more broken.
Still nerf your stats though.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you can look your stats, yeah.
Yeah, dimensional domain. I forgot about that technique. Do you guys remember what it does again? Does it? Because isn't that like where you're literally like limited in the dimension? Yeah. But anyway, based on this information, I think Akutosai could win depending on the variables, but since we're using Xenogoku, who's in character, he's going to be quite pissed if Akutosai attempts to destroy. But this battle takes place in the Beyonder realm, so these guys are already going to be at like the same dimensional level, so pretty much. So it's just a matter of skill. Akutosai doesn't really have martial arts skill from what I remember. Other than just being the Chad of multiple different women.
I mean, you're not wrong. He really is.
Yeah. I mean, he's really powerful, though. So I don't want people to think that this is definitely the end result. But this is definitely, for this battle particularly, I think it's a fair point. Now, if we were using regular stats, I would give it to Akutosai, because Xenogoku being... Actually, no, I still wouldn't, because...
It's still gonna be a hard match, though.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard match regardless. It's a high difficulty regardless, I think. So, there we go. Xenogoku will win that 3rd round. Now, this 4th round, I like this one. 4th round, Orochi versus Gilgamesh. A composite Orochi. All feats high-end versus Gilgamesh high-end. this is going to be interesting. Now, I know a lot of people are going to immediately jump to Gilgamesh because not that many people know who Orochi is, but we're still going to go into it anyway. Round 4. So,
Which is why you also have me here.
yeah, so guys, I'm going to let Roz talk a little bit about what Orochi can do. And for those who know a little bit more about Gilgamesh, tell me, what can Gilgamesh do to combat what Orochi can do? So from what I remember, Roz, Orochi pretty much has Grand Priest level hacks with his sealing abilities, right? Because you can never use them again after, right?
Yeah, so essentially what Orochi can do, essentially since we're using a composite Orochi, it's a whole mess. So keep in mind, Orochi is a god of complete nothingness. Orochi is just the literal void. The physical form that you see is just an avatar. So see, he goes into the body of someone else, one of his followers, and he uses that to come into the physical world. What he can do is that he can instantly drag you into his dark dimension, which takes away your ability to do anything right away. You can't attack, you can't move, you can't defend yourself. There's nothing you can do. You are pretty much left at Orochi's whim for it to do whatever it wants to do. Whether that be to possess you, whether that be to, just rip your soul to shreds or absorb it, anything of that sort, you are pretty much left at the mercy of Orochi's whims. And keep in mind, Orochi is a being who scales above, and I've showed you this, ATARi, and I showed Andre this in the Discord, who scales above beings who can connect the entirety of the multiverse along with about infinite possibilities and about an unknown to infinite amount of universes as a whole and converge them all into one thing.
And that's baseline.
Yeah, and that's just Orochi that's still sealed, mind you, scales above them according to, the narrative of what the games say. He scales above his younger brother, Saki, who is the god of time, who is completely capable of erasing this said complex multiversal, just about, universe, if you want to call it, from timelines as a whole. Rewind history back to scratch and is unaffected, and is considered fodder to the point where he has to try and steal the powers of Kyo Kusanagi, Iori Yagami, and Chizuru Kagura, all who have hacks designed specifically just to keep Orochi sealed. They can't kill Orochi, which is something else. Orochi can't die. All you can do is seal him and hope to God you'll be okay.
So you can't kill this madman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no matter what you do, it's just kind of like a whole crappy situation because Orochi can read your mind. It can read your emotions. So, let's say, I don't know, Gilgamesh comes at him. He'll be able to detect his, emotional state. He'll know that Gilgamesh is coming at him with the intent to kill.
Well, basically, the best he can do is just delay the inevitable.
Yeah, that's all you can do is delay the inevitable of what Orochi's inevitably going to do to you. Especially if he just pulls you in, which he will probably do right away. Because that's his preferred place to fight, since he doesn't want to destroy,
Earth.
the Earth and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so he can return an infinite universe, mind you, back to just nothing, not existence, and remake it to get rid of humans as a whole and all mortals.
Damn.
So he can remake nature and preserve it on behalf of Gaia.
Let me read this scan real quick. Still, he couldn't stand his master's dull instructions. She spoke passionately of a universe of possibilities that branched off at infinite junctions. So infinite infinities? That's kind of stupid. Okay, anyway, yeah. Infinite infinities, which means each infinity would be 5D. So, all right, we're talking 6D. Crucible of souls traversing the universes to maintain equilibrium. The mother goddess governing the will, destruction, and creation. But it was an old wives' tale to the boy. Not once in the meditation did he hear the voice of the earth his master spoke of, and before long he grew tired of the favorous storytelling. And then it says the crucible souls connected all universes, converging all possibilities in the multiverse. However, these can only be perceived as illusions, and only a limited few are capable of meddling with them. Okay, higher dimensional being. Thus, with such abilities are known as the amplified specters. Neither the Crucible of the Souls nor these illusions appear naturally on the side. But if there are distortions in space-time or resonance and amplified specters, such circumstances may entice them to manifest on this plane. It's clearly a plane of existence. Then we got the prologue. Only the world's toughest fighters can duke it out in the longest martial arts through through a mysterious called the verse destroyed by the KOF arena. Its threat was quelled thanks to the brave efforts of the winning challengers. Time has passed since the closing of those tumultuous tournament. Yeah, and the next KOF begins, backed by a new sponsor. Okay. Meanwhile, Chizuri Kagura senses something interfering with the seal of Orochi, otherwise known as Gaia's will. She teams up with Kyo Kusanagi and Ayori Yamagami to join the KOF and investigate. Amidst these myriad motives, fighters resurrect after Verse defeat also join the fray. Once again, a storm is on the horizon. So Orochi is stronger than Verse, who could destroy this complex structure we just talked about. Right?
Exactly. And this is that's not composited.
Yeah, that's not composite. Now, tell them about Kukuri, what his compository story was actually able to do back in the old 90s.
So, actually, Kukuri wasn't from the 90s. He's actually introduced in KO 14.
Oh, he was?
He's a character, yeah. So, he's a character who you actually kind of read through his eyes when you read the whole kind of like story bit, where about the boy who was tired of all those teachings.
Mm-hmm.
It was stated prior. I don't know if SK retconned this at all. Originally, it stated that anyone who looks upon his face dies because his face is cursed. But yeah,
wait, didn't he? Oh yeah, and he tried to kill the viewer.
Yeah. So in the spin-off game Raptor 14, which is canon, he creates a pocket dimension that exists outside of the KOF universe and was going to merge it. When you beat him, the first thing he tries to do, once he realizes he's lost, he takes off his hood to try to show you his face to kill you, the player.
And they have
but
to.
SK blurs his face out.
Yeah, the devs. It says the devs had to blur his face so the actual audience doesn't. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of like some Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff. Is like Yoshihito's like, yo, I gotta censor like Demigross powers because he's gonna kill us. Like that's kind of funky scaling, but that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And if I recall, I mean, there's a lot of other factors. Like, for example, fun fact, did you know Athena from Saint Seiya was based off Athena from KOF?
So,
really, huh?
Yeah, this Athena, the one you see in Saint Seiya was based off of her. Because Saint Seiya Athena came much after. That's why they both have purple hair. But anyway, inspired by, I should say.
Yeah, inspired.
But anyway, the main point is, okay, that's pretty interesting. Gilgamesh, I'm not gonna lie, I put him on there because I've heard stories about how crazy powerful he is in his novel version. Now, what do you know about his novel version? Because you've spoken with Yamcha a little bit more on that.
His novel version, I'm not exactly all that familiar. I'm more familiar with more like the actual like gods of fate that can destroy voids and all this other kind of craziness per se. But I'm not truly that familiar with like Gilgamesh's character. I know he can like summon weapons from like I think like another dimension and fire like almost an infinite amount or something like that, or a select few. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know he could do that. Like as far as his high end like crazy stuff he can do, I've never read on all of them because I think that was it in Fate Prototype or what series was it in?
I don't really remember. It was just there's too many fates. I've kind of lost track at this point.
Yeah. So, but the chat probably knows a little bit more. But at the same time, it's hard to say what their opinion would be because people would preemptively put their opinion. But at the same time, like if we assume the what's Saber's sword called again? It starts with an A. It's 6-dimensional. Six-dimensional defense. But the thing is, Orochi is above that in base. Like just sealed. Sealed Orochi is above that, not composited. So that's kind of. So these two are definitely going to be tussling in the same category. The question is speed. Because how fast is Gilgamesh?
I have no idea. Orochi is a void, so technically, I mean,
He's omnipresent. I know that. So I
yeah.
don't. Yeah, this is a battle. The votes say Gilgamesh, but like we got to use logic and reasoning within the scaling because a lot of people don't know Orochi. So I can tell you just off of looking at the poll, it's definitely a popularity vote.
And you know, characters that people are actually familiar with because they've watched and they've heard of.
Yeah, nobody knows Orochi. Nobody knows Orochi because not that many people in here played SNK. I have.
Orochi's too broken at this point.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
remember, that's not including the fact that you know, I might as well bring it up. There's actually a game called Neo Geo Battle Coliseum that came out for the PS2 like back in 2006, and it was like ported onto the Xbox 360. The whole premise of that game is that there's a guy named Goodman who wants to take over the entirety of the SNK universe, so the entirety of the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
And he had to get to the point where he got a little bit of DNA just to clone Orochi. Just to make a clone of Orochi and give it to someone else so he can have like his own Orochi-esque fighter that he could use. Yeah. Now, if you fight that clone of Orochi called Mizuchi and you win, his dialogue states like, okay, so even for a weak clone, you gave me a whole lot of trouble, so I got to end this fast. And if you play through that game as Mizuchi and stuff like that, this weaker version of Orochi and win, it pretty much goes on to cause havoc throughout the entirety of the multiverse. And practically destroy it. So
that's pretty interesting.
That's for a weak clone version that this guy made.
Damn. Okay, so far in this battle, guys, it looks like what we have as information is we know the poll is a popularity vote. So it's kind of hard for me to look at the poll and see like the real discrepancies. And I think it's unfair for me to give a proper verdict because my knowledge on Gilgamesh compared to the series, the anime and manga, is not fair to the actual novel variants of it. Because there's a lot of other components that need to be considered. So because of that, I'm not going to give a declared 100% winner, but I would definitely say these two, I would put them at a stalemate just because I don't know if Gilgamesh can combat this type of power, especially because it's compository. I don't know if Gilgamesh has ever had his power sealed like that before, or if he'll have the time to react to that. Because again, people say, oh, he has immeasurable speed. Well, I already talked about immeasurable speed versus infinite. How do you deal with someone who's like a void of omnipresent nature, who can literally be anywhere? And keep in mind, Orochi blitzes Naruto, who transcends time. So now what? And she can fight people who go to the edge of eternity. How do you go to the edge of eternity when eternity, for those who don't know, let me go ahead and pull up the definition of eternity. Eternity, eternal, which eternity is a characteristic of it, without beginning or end of existence, or without beginning of existence, or without end of existence or duration, everlasting, endless, immortal, perpetual, ceaseless, continuous, unchangeable, existing all times without change, all true as eternal truth. So if Naruto is absolute trash fodder to Orochi, and Verse, and Psyche, and Ash, then...
Actually, no. Naruto was ready to square up with Verse by herself. Like, she was ready to square up with that thing by herself.
Oh, so, against Verse? Okay, never mind, my bad. Okay.
I actually seen the screenshots a while ago.
I guess I should have said she can't beat Ash, though, I'm pretty sure.
That is a possibility, yeah.
Yeah. Ash is pretty strong. But I don't know. Naruto is like one of the top tiers. Like, I think the thing is, like, people don't realize the lore versus the other points. But again, I'm going to say that Gilgamesh wins the vote. But the actual fight through statistics, it's kind of difficult because I need to know what Gilgamesh can do outside of the other series. If Yamcha was here, it would be perfect because he would be able to go into everything else. Because I've heard Gilgamesh has outerversal components. But just as Gilgamesh has outerversal components, Orochi would too. So, I mean, these two definitely have an interesting battle. But I'm going to say that for the time being, it'll be equalized. It'd either be equalized. I think it'll be equalized for now because again, it can go either way. Because like it's like, oh, but I mean Gilgamesh could do this. I'm like, yeah, but I know a lot. There's a lot of things you didn't bring up about Orochi Roz that you could easily have, like because the movie, which is a composite Orochi, we could have brought the SNK movies, which use higher dimensions of string theory membrane. So yeah,
Orochi in that movie exists above like the 11th or 10th or 11th dimension or something like that they said in that movie.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me look it up since we pull it off. SNK movie.
King of Fighters movie.
Yeah, King of Fighters movie. I'm pretty sure because it's composite.
You have to find the live action one on that one then. So that the fans all hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But for scaling wise, it still counts because it's composite. Exhibit instills 3 relics and uses them to disappear into a dimensional portal, awakening the mythical entity known as Orochi, which grants limitless power. Damn. And then we got here, she tells different dimensions exist, but when he doesn't believe, blah, blah, blah. He uses the tournament dimensions to merge it with the real world. Oh, hell no. You got real world again. God dang it.
Oh, there goes Andre.
Yeah, he probably has to go get something to eat or something.
Yeah.
Infinite darkness, endless time, without space, without existence.
Yeah, that's in regards to eternity in the Samurai Showdown universe, where Naruto comes from.
And Orochi would slap her?
Yes.
Without space, without existence? Like, come on, bro. All right, so clearly Orochi needs his own video before we can do this again, because I don't think a lot of the people in the chat doesn't even know who Orochi is. Or, damn, Gilgamesh's poll is going south now. he was at 80%, now he's at 69. People are like, oh, hold up. I know Gilgamesh is broken, but what the hell is it? The real world, dimensions to merge with the real world. And the Wikipedia has been known to be a reliable source. It's not like 2007 where anyone can edit it anymore. It was bought out. So like whatever we're reading is legitimate and actually good as a resource. It's actually a good source. So let's see. After Mai blows her cover in front of Kyo, Iori puts on his Bluetooth headset, enters the tournament dimensions to confront Rugo. He defeats Rugo. Okay, we know who that is. Okay. You see the term dimension. Oh my gosh, how many times are going to use the term dimensions? Okay, so we do.
Yeah. That term is used a lot in that movie. Like, if you find the English version of it, you're not going to go a single sentence, a single scene without hearing the mention of other dimensions at some point.
Yeah, especially because it's science fiction.
Yeah, so
They say it's an American science fiction. It's like, no, it's literally based off the original. The thing is, this counts. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Andre.
Let's see here.
I can't find the same. I have to find like the English version of it, and then I'll probably I'll send it to you at a later point. Obviously, not during this stream because that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, but like Orochi is actually like a part of mythological parallels. 8-tail, like damn. So based on what we're knowing about Orochi in the movie, I think he's 11th dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. I know he's 11th dimensional. But they don't give me the context that I needed before. But we know he's multi-dimensional type of being. That's pretty interesting. All right, King of Fighters movie Orochi. So if he's that many dimensions above, then that's kind of crazy. So
yeah.
that's.
I remember I sent it to like the old Hangouts chat like years ago. There's no way we're gonna find that.
And another existence of higher dimensions, guys, is through Xanadu, because he talks about Xanadu.
Membrane.
Yeah, membranes, dimensions, higher dimensions. So basically, Orochi, even if we just on a conservative level, this would be in a lower hyperversal tiers. Considering, I'm pretty sure Orochi can destroy all of existence because Verse can.
Yeah.
So a person who's way stronger than Verse, or infinitely stronger than Verse when he's completely released, because it's limitless power in certain cases. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I would say, like, yeah, Gilgamesh, depending on how you interpret Gilgamesh as well, Gilgamesh can probably Scrabble in that realm too. So they're probably going to be close to even. It just is a matter of, like, does Gilgamesh get pulled in a dimension and get rendered a potato, or does Orochi get sealed again? Because I mean, Gilgamesh can't kill him, so can't kill him. So goes into a lot of things.
It's insanity.
Gilgamesh ain't outside. He's 5D at most. Dang, hardcore coming in hardcore. It's like, yo, get that Gilgamesh wank out of here, bro. He ain't that strong. 5D at most. He got clapped by Saber. Dang. Only got the 6.
Gilgamesh need prep time.
Oh yeah, I did mention prep time. Dang, I forgot I mentioned that. That changes the whole game. Then Kutosai definitely ain't got a chance against Goku, because Goku prep time. Goku got 1 year prep time. Sheesh.
Oh, yeah. So I actually sent you the part where Zanu talks about the dimensional membranes and all. So in the Discord chat.
Oh yep. And guess what, guys? Versus Battle Wiki puts Orochi at city block level.
Don't give me something on that one. Pisses me off.
Months ago, they had Frieza at moon level.
Chain reaction, man.
Chain reaction. Let's go. Everything's a chain reaction.
At least small city level, stronger than Ganowitz, one of the many servants, likely higher despite being restrained. Orochi, Iori, Chizuru said that the power was still too strong. Small city level? Are they crackheads?
Yeah, keep in mind in that battle, if you actually go back to like the pre-battle dialogue, Orochi just states verbatim that it's going to return everything, all back to nothing. Verbatim, it says I'm going to return all back to nothing.
And if we include the real world interpretation for composite Orochi, then we're talking a demigod level Orochi, who sealed. So let's see here. Small city level, far superior to. So Ignis. So guys, chat, check this out. I know y'all are like, hurry up and move to the next battle. Y'all been on this all day. Shut up. All right, I get it, chat. But just pay attention. Look at me, chat. Please do not lose your attention here. This is Ignis. Ignis can literally, this badass guy you see right here is not even that strong compared to everyone else. But on a higher end, he literally creates an entire universe on you and blows it up.
Literally. It's hilarious.
He creates an entire verse on you. Let's look at the GIF right here.
Disintegrational universe. Yeah, he's a multiverse.
He creates a universe on you, bodies you, and it's like, oh, but that's an in-game mechanic. Yeah, exactly. So imagine the lore.
No, in lore, if we bring up his in lore, according to like the light novel for the game, he actually managed to draw a little bit of power from Orochi into himself to get his cosmic
hell
power.
No. So... I heard Orochi. Versus Battle Wiki always do this. God of War Kratos is only city level, man. He's only rock. He can't get like in-game obstacles, dude. But anyway, guys, we're gonna move on from this battle. One cannot cross the membrane without utilizing higher dimensional changes. I mean, that's very clear right there. They're hyperversal. This is canon. Canon KOF is hyperversal just off of this alone. So that means the entire KOF verse, no composite, is still hyperversal. Does anyone in the chat think Gilgamesh can deal with hyperversal level power with Grand Priest level hacks? Just let me know. I don't know. Maybe he could. Because maybe he could. Like, I'm not.
If you need extra reiteration, just look at the next screenshot and then we'll move on.
Because he might just say
this is from the Orochi team.
Because he use this screenshot. All right, let me read this last screenshot. And the mist Of a seemingly endless expansion of darkness appears the crack of a deep fissure. It grows with frightening speed. The gap in the middle of widens and low grown, and beyond shines a universe of innumerable blinking lights. Through the sight resembles a galaxy. There's something altogether otherworldly about it. The space through the gap feels so close as to be separate by the thinnest of membranes. That's string theory. Holy crap. But at the same time, like it is an eternity away. So hold up. What did we just learn about eternity? Meaning without beginning or end. So that means there's no end or beginning to this. The very moment the trio notices a presence from beyond, countless hands suddenly erupt from the cosmic crevice. A torrent of hands flood into the darkness, swallowing up the three, who drift into that empty space. Something cracks with a rumble. Yashiro, Nanakaze, Shermie, and Chris. I was about to say Chris Brown. Anyway, are thrown onto familiar soil. So that really pretty much confirms that there's a hyperverse.
Yep.
And I had Yu Yu Hakusho Forever translate some of these too to double confirm it. Damn, Gilgamesh went down to 60%, so it's a 60-40 Gilgamesh favor right now. Oh, and Gil by nature, Abigail Williams, whose power exists in realms beyond the human idea of dimensional boundaries. Thanks, Jay Big Boy. It's literally a plot point for him to curb stomp any 8D being, though, and his very nature puts him above Abby. Thanks, Jay Big. Heroes, priest versus everybody. I'm not even going to answer that 10. Nope.
That's not worth it.
Nope. Versus battle puts Fate characters at island level despite having multiple instances of anecdotes of her casually destroying multiple planets. I actually have scans that there's actually information that I think it's the Absalon or the Avalion, I think it's called, Saber Sword, should be able to be at least low complex. So that should be very clear. I can see Gilgamesh hitting levels higher than that, but how does Gilgamesh go above Hyperversal? This is my last time I'll ask the chat. All right, chat, is Gilgamesh above Hyperversal? Yes or no? Or just type 1 if you say yes, put 0 if you say no. That's it. Is he above Hyperversal? Again, everything in this stream is susceptible to change because we're always open-minded to changing new information and addressing it. I have no problem with that. Like in the beginning of the stream, when I got called out saying, "Oh, Vegeta, are you sure Vegeta can't destroy One Piece?" And then they brought up his speed, and I was like, "Oh, but well," and I did the calc. I'm like, "Oh, snap, Vegeta is faster than that." So, they caught me, and I don't mind owning up to it. But just to be honest, I don't know. As far as you know, does Gilgamesh have enough information to say he's hyperversal? I'm not going to use the Versus Battle Wiki. Versus Battle Wiki says Gilgamesh is low complex. I think he's stronger than that personally. But again, that's their take on it. What do you guys think? City level Orochi.
Yes. I feel like I didn't exactly have enough. I would say a finishing move to actually put Orochi down pretty good.
Yeah. That's the main question.
I feel like the best he could really do is just drag out the fight.
Yeah.
I think he could really finish it, though.
Thanks, Jay Big Boy. It is the Avalon. Yeah, it's 6-dimensional easily, defensive-wise, but it's how does that... Oh, okay.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yep. No, he's 5D at best. 0, he's low complex. Multiversal. Well, I was going to say this. Okay, 10. I'll explain one word that will happen if the Grand Priest fought everyone here. A blink. Yeah. There you go. Blink. Blink. That's all I'm going to say. Blink. I agree, Isaac Bell. Phoenix Wright solo, so it doesn't matter who really wins this battle. But we're going to go ahead and end the poll. We're going to end the poll. I'm still trying to say, Orochi through evidence wins. But that's only because that's all I have available right now. I don't have anything else available to really say anything about Gilgamesh. But Orochi composite, leaving fiction and all that, even though the votes say Gilgamesh, a lot of people can't take those votes back. So it's probably going to go in favor of Orochi. So I would say Orochi would win that round. Probably, I can't even say high difficulty because it's like, how do you kill him? So again, it goes down into that. Oh, I'll remove every essence of your existence. Orochi's like, okay. I don't exist. So still goes down into that. So we're going to the next match because we're trying to get this moving along. Next up, oh boy. I mean, this is kind of hard but kind of easy. Oh man. Oh man. Oh boy, this is funny. Oh.
I never thought I'd see the day where this would be a topic.
This is gonna be hilarious. I know my boy got he has gluttony, which is an extremely powerful move, which can suck up any entity. But here we go. Rapunzel high end versus Ramiro.
Okay.
Rapunzel got the ultimate offense and defense.
It really does.
Yeah, this is like not a good matchup. See, if Ramiro was fighting someone like Anos or Superboy Prime, he might be able to do something with gluttony and like. No, actually, no, he wouldn't be able to do nothing either. I don't know. It depends because I've heard high end Ramiro. See, for me, on a mid-end scale, Ramiro is clearly multiverse high, multiverse plus. But in the high-end department, obviously can hit the outerversal levels, potentially. Just potentially. But you got Rapunzel, bro. I don't think people remember what Rapunzel can do. Rapunzel... Infinite dimensions, which they did say that speaking of string theory, so they had plans for infinite transcending dimensions. Thing is, Rapunzel can't die, period. You erase her existence, her memory, everything about her, she comes back with everything intact. You can't hit her with anything because her defensive hair will send the attack back tenfold. Let me ask you this. If Ramiro sends out a powerful attack, gluttony, at this high level, at this high hyperversal level, he's sending it. And Rapunzel's like, all right, bet. And then she just takes her hair, reflects everything back. Can Ramiro deal with that? Can Ramiro deal with his attack being sent back tenfold? I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard if he could.
I mean, because even Xenogoku would find out a little annoying. Kamehameha, send it back times 10. What the hell? And it's going to be like what happened in the Fusion Reborn. He's like, was that me who shot me? And he can still adapt. That's going to give Xenogoku the advantage because he'll adapt over Rapunzel. And Orochi, I don't know. It's
equalize.
Yeah, it's going to
be a hard one.
Yeah, if it's like someone like Orochi, depending on the interpretation of Orochi, he'd have to bring her in a dark dimension to get rid of the power of the hair and the sun drop. That would be the only way to completely separate it. But I don't know if Ramiro can do that because Ramiro has imaginary space, so Ramiro might be able to actually take away her hair's powers. So it depends. But at the same time, Ramiro isn't consistently at this infinite hyperversal level, and I don't know. Rapunzel's just kind of, she's just silly. It's like.
Has true immortality and has ultimate offense and defense.
Yeah.
Like, there's, I don't know. There's really nothing you can do because, first off, she's being amped by essentially the god of the entirety of the Disney, like, infinite multiverse at this point. Infinite whatever. Like, she has a direct connection. I don't know what to. What do you say at that point?
Almost like Archie, Sonic, and Ultra Instinct Goku molded into one.
Yeah. Yeah, because thing is, they said if Rapunzel wanted to, she would have ended. Cassandra wouldn't even exist if Rapunzel was truly angry. She would never exist. That's what Chris Sonnenberg said, the author. So I'm going to say this is pretty solid. I know people, I'm sorry, people. I know y'all like Rimuru, but Rapunzel might, I don't know, man. She gonna deal with him heavy body. Even Archie Sonic throws an attack at her. She gonna be like, please, reflect. Tenfold. Yeah, I'll reflect it back. All right, reflect back tenfold, whatever that was. Well, I'll reflect it back infinity. All right, infinity plus 10. That's so stupid. She's literally a Mary Sue character. Like I think they did. I think the writers like purposely made her so strong so that nobody would try to like say anything bad about her or something. Because that is just
almost like he's meant to win.
Exactly. So I'm gonna end the poll there. Like that's a clean win right there. Rapunzel, that's a clean win, man. I mean, gluttony isn't gonna do anything to that. It doesn't. He can't really. Even with imaginary space, it's very wonky on how that would really turn out. So, all right, now. This one, I think, is going to be very strange. So, yeah. Because normally... Oh, my gosh. So, this is the next one. Praise the Lord, Phoenix. He's so stupid. He's funny. I gotta go do homework now. Beckons, unfortunately. No problem, J Big Boy. If you want, you can have the stream on the side. You can do the homework. You can tell me your homework. I'll do it for... No, I'm just playing. But for real, enjoy. Hey, man, I might actually do it, bro. Depending. But,
Ruin King Thor, huh?
Ruin King Thor versus Ren Fuji. Both high end. Now, this is an interesting battle. Because I have no idea how this will turn out. Because Ren Fuji has something called the Taigyoku. He's stronger than Mercurius, who has a Taigyoku of 100. Now, to give you context, since we're highballing them, one Taigyoku goes beyond all concepts. All right? So, in the highball sense, there's even scans that say beyond coordinates and other points of space. Now, obviously, logically, that's really only multiversal level. But in the throne, the throne transcends the multiverse. The Taigyoku is so much infinitely above the throne that, that's why they interpret it as outerversal. And the Taigyoku is like a level of authority you have. Even someone with a Taigyoku of 100, Ren Fuji can beat him. So, Ren Fuji versus Rune King Thor is going to be very, 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 very tough. And honestly, I'm thinking it's in favor of Ren Fuji. But Andre, I know you have a lot of knowledge on Marvel, so what is your opinion on a highball Rune King Thor? What can a highball Rune King Thor scale to?
That's a good question, actually. I would say he will likely scale to the Celestials.
The outer... Oh my gosh. Damn. So based on that right there,
Not sure if he's even like beyond the Infinity Gauntlet though. I'm not sure.
yeah, like normal scaling, he's not that much stronger. But if we're using like high end interpretation, how strong could he be? Could he hit outerversal? Since he destroyed the Yuji seal, if I recall. Yeah, if I recall. Because there's like a lot of other things he's done before.
Yeah, the Tree of Life, the Yggdrasil, which has like... Well, I forgot what the rules were for that one. It's like each realm is like transcends time and space, I think, in Marvel. Just like it kind of does in God of War. I can't remember. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Rune King Thor should be close, to at the bare minimum. It's just not high end, but like Sky Father tier, which ranges anywhere from like, at times, like galaxies like multiversal levels at the lowest. But high end, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm going to put this scan of his feats on here. The magic of the runes and the wisdom from the well of Mimir give Thor the power to know the past, to control the present, and guide the future. Now Thor can see through the veil of time past the knowing of the gods. and that includes Odin. So, whoo, that's some high level time manipulation. It says, as Donald Blake Thor learned the science of man, he sees all things animal and mineral. He sees beyond quantum structures, beyond cosmic architecture, and into the nothingness of Gingap. He sees the relationships between man and God, and child and father, creator and destroyer. Only after destruction can there be resurrection. Now he knows what he must do. So based on that scan, what do you guys think of Rune King Thor? High end, of course. High end. Because, like, that sounds like he's scaling to the Celestials, definitely.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that does sound like celestial scaling right there.
I don't think it's like Beyonders or like freaking in-betweeners type of scaling though.
Yeah, like that's definitely outer though. If we're gonna go for a high end, that's definitely gonna be in the outer versal realms with Ren. The question is, there are some problems with Ren Fuji, and if I recall, he struggled with going beyond time.
Like he couldn't transcend it or something like that? Or... yeah. Let's see. Don't know on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you guys think? I mean, most of the chat pretty much voted for Rune King. I think that's pretty much fair.
At least for right now, since we can't really speak, since we don't really know too much in depth on either of them.
Yeah, I mean, Ren Fuji decides controlling concepts. It's like, I mean, yeah, but like, how are you going to do anything to Rune King Thor when he'll see all of that coming?
Exactly.
And he'll see everything. He'll see all of it coming. You won't catch him by surprise.
Like Cosmic Armor, Superman's infinite sharding gun hacks.
Yeah. Oh, infinite.
That eye of his.
That's true. That's true. All right, we're gonna end that poll. We're gonna go with the chat. Ren Fuji ain't no joke though. I think Ren Fuji can win personally, but I think depending on if you go with the extremities of Rune King Thor scaling and Odin, then damn, you can get some crazy scaling for him. And Ren Fuji has a couple of issues with some of the hacks they have in Daizere, so it depends. It depends. But I'll say that he might likely win, but it depends. Now, this is the last one. This last one is very, very controversial, but hold on.
Oh boy.
All right, so this is round 7, final round. Because obviously, if this was like an all-out battle royale, I'm sorry, Team Alpha likely would win. Because, I mean, Anos, given, like, I mean, because Goku would just say, that's a pretty cool sword, Anos. Let's fuse.
Nah.
He'll probably teach everybody else the fusion dance.
And if Goku fuses with Orochi and Superboy Prime, it's over. It's over. Hell no. Because Orochi can... Wait. Andre, doesn't Goku have Force Spirit Fission? I'm pretty sure he does as Zeno Goku, or he can easily learn it.
Yeah, he can easily learn it. It's from Yadra. I mean, not... yeah, technically it is.
And he has it as a card because Vegeta has it. And he has Super Shenron in him. So, under that assertion that he could use...
like the customizations where any character can like have this character's abilities.
Bro, that's broken. So, Zeno Goku solo is 90% of the list then.
Yeah, that's the customization of heroes though.
So, all he has to do is say, okay, so, alright, you're Archie Sonic. Let's do this. Get rid of those Chaos Emeralds. What? Like, obviously Zeno Goku's in character, But Zengoku doesn't want to risk time being destroyed. So in character, he gets stuff done. So he'll just be like, nah, we're getting rid of those Chaos Emeralds. What? Huh? Gets rid of Chaos Emeralds. You can't use those. Nope, you're banned. And then Orochi's like, all right, and I'll ban the use of Chaos Emeralds ever again in the Dark Dimension. And then it's like, what? That's stupid. I can't move. I can't move. And it's like, yeah, of course you can. And don't forget, we talked about this before. If you are not on the level of the character you are fighting against God Ki, you can't move. You can't move.
That is true.
You can't physically move. So there's that too. So Goku will immobilize anyone who's not at his level. So let's talk about the finalists. Dante with Shin Megami Tensei scaling versus Kratos, God of War. Now, Dante seems like he would have the edge in strength because Shin Megami Tensei scaling. But if I recall, Kratos can't lose to anyone but Kratos.
Yeah, so Kratos...
Power of Hope kind of just automatically puts him above everybody else in his lore, if I recall.
And doesn't... Yeah, another thing about Kratos is, doesn't he scale beyond Chrono?
Yes, so I'll kind of go into that real quick, because I do remember at least some aspects of the God of War kind of like lore. So yes, Kratos does scale above Kronos, who is technically like one of the, I guess you can call them primordials, beings who like part of the time primordials who fought even before existence was even a thing. But he brought time into play, and along with other things, and Kratos straight up murdered him before even obtaining the Power of Hope, if I remember correctly. Actually, no, did he? No, he did obtain it like earlier on. But with the Power of Hope, essentially he has a very concept of hope within himself as a whole. So even if you kill him because of the hope that he has, he can keep coming back and come back stronger than ever.
Oh, hell no. That's stupid.
So,
it's like an instant Zenkai.
Yeah, it's a literal instant Zenkai for him. So, you had him beat Zeus, who was the literal, like, embodiment and concept of fear. You had him beat, like, all these titans,
And these are scaled off the actual myths.
Yeah. They still stray to the myths for the most part, with some, things added on.
Oh, man. And wasn't Kratos going to go fight the Norse gods, too, and the Buddhist gods, and later on more?
Yeah, he's fighting the Norse gods now, in which the Yggdrasil in God of War, the reboot, is outright stated to have where each of its branches, transcend time and space, and they go on for infinity upon infinities, and all this other kinds of, stuff as well. And he scales
where the serpent like destroyed it, or at least damaged it to an extent.
They splintered that same tree that has multiple infinities upon infinities and stuff like that, and that transcends all of time and space. And Mimir in the official like God of War like novel straight up says, "Yeah, I don't think Thor can beat Kratos." And this same Thor is the one who damaged this tree and practically destroyed it, fighting the
World Serpent, right?
Yeah, World Serpent.
Oh,
the baby world, not a full power.
Boulder knocked out the World Serpent in just like 3 blows.
Yeah, he did.
What the hell?
And Kratos bodied Baldur in all of their fights.
So since we're using lore scaling and high-end Kratos, then he could definitely scrap up with Shin Megami Tensei, because Dante should scale to Lucifer himself. But the thing is, so would Kratos, because I talked to Andre about this before. Jupiter, if you do actual history on the ancient, since Kratos is based on actual lore, if you do your research, Jupiter is actually literally connected to Zeus itself. But Zeus is connected back in, which is the term Odious in Greek, back in ancient times, in the Dark Grecian era. The word Venus comes from the Hebrew word Halal, which is the word for Satan. And Halal is the same name Satan has in Shin Megami Tensei. So literally, I know this kind of sounds weird, but like technically Dante and Kratos scale around the same level.
Yeah.
So at anything, they will probably be a stalemate, it sounds like. Because they pretty much both can deal with time, both can manipulate time, Both can amp their power up. Both can come back stronger if they die. So I would say these two are a stalemate. What do you guys think?
I think like Corey confirmed that during the events of God of War 4, it was actually just Kratos just holding back the entire time.
You gotta be kidding my ass.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for swearing. Pardon me. I don't like to swear on my stream, but that just blew my mind. What did you say?
He was holding back.
He said that Kratos was holding back the entire time.
What? Holding back?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like
his son to like know about his true nature or something.
Yeah, essentially Kratos is trying to move past like who he was before, you know, that we saw in like God of War 1 through 3, plus all the spin-offs that are canon.
Oh my god, this character's stupid broken.
Which, by the way, I should bring this up. Kratos killed Helios, who Helios's light,
The sun god.
you know, the sun god, goes through all the realms and all the dimensions, like in Greek mythology. So while he's standing there, his light is, you know, shining through on like their version of hell. It's shining through like.
Wait, the concept of light?
Yeah, Helios, his light shines everywhere. Like him existing, like his light is spreads everywhere, like through infinities and all. And Kratos dodged it, and the creators confirm it when he was asked about it on Twitter. It's like, did he really just dodge essentially like infinite light that traverses everything? And he's like, yes.
He said that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because Dante doesn't have that speed scaling.
With the Valkyries.
Oh, so Kratos would win due to speed then. And holding back! Holding back!
Yeah, Valkyries are fast.
Yeah. Valkyries can travel across all the realms, which, you know, again,
are infinite. Yeah, like, come on. So they have legit infinite speed, and we talked about that. Dante doesn't have infinite speed.
As far as we know.
Well, he has infinite attack range, though. But, like, it don't matter how you gonna tag Kratos when he could be at every spot at once, like Helios. Wow, holding back. I don't make no sense.
His own affinity gauntlet.
Yeah, it's insanity. Like even when he was depowered for like Ascension, right? He fought like two beings that transcend time and space and straight up murdered. No, transcended time, not time and space quite yet, but they transcended time and he straight up murdered them without having any of his amps that he had before.
Right. So I just explained to J Big Boy, who said, genuine question, if your Yggdrasil tree transcends time and space and whatnot, if it gets fractured, why did the world serpent go back in time? I explained because it's beyond, there's different temporals. So temporal just means the change in a dimension. The 4D temporal dimension watches the change in the 3D world. The 6D temporal, the temporality of a 5D world, you know, it's completely different from the 4D temporal we're used to for space-time. Most fiction, when they say space-time, are only talking about 5D or 4D, 3D, 4D, 5D. That's it. When you go beyond that, like the world tree, it gets really complicated because it's like, did he go back in time? Well, he went back into a different temporality, like, because there's a Platonic concept of time. But if I recall, Kronos is supposed to be at that level where Kronos is essentially irrelevant speed, right?
Yeah, he is. He is the creator of time. He's like time itself. And Kratos, in God of War 3, straight up murdered him.
That does not make... These characters need to relax. Dang, man.
But yeah, it's madness.
So Kratos, all right, so based on that, Kratos has more evidence than Dante. Dante's Shin Megami Tensei scaling is literally just scaling wise. He just scales strong. It's the same Dante, he just scales stronger. But
well, I should mention in Shin Megami Tensei, this one that he appeared in, he was holding back.
Oh my, all right, so we're going to say it's a tie. It's a draw. It's a draw.
He even says that he could have killed the main character if he really wanted to, but he was holding back because he just wanted to have a good time.
Okay, so basically Kratos and Dante would literally be having a great time fighting then.
Dante would. I don't know about Kratos. Kratos, I don't know. I don't think Kratos knows how to have fun.
He would just be pissed, like, you're starting to piss me off.
This is we like give Kratos all these extra weapons and amps he had from the previous games.
Then he
He
would.
had all those. Oh God.
No. See, no, we can't do that. I didn't say all weapons, all right?
Yeah. Like Infinity God that he had in God of War 4.
Yeah, he does have an Infinity Gauntlet of his own. Yeah.
I'm just letting Omni God Goku know if Kratos is high end, he could solo regular Dragon Ball Super. He won't solo Heroes though, because Heroes is, I don't know. Heroes, whoever wrote Heroes was definitely reading versus battle forums and like, let's make them as stupid as possible. Yeah, let's do that. So I would say the chat believes Kratos will win, especially because of all the other weapons. But Dante would hold back. I think it would be a close battle. And I would say it's between Kratos winning and Dante losing. But only losing, but Dante would have, like, I don't know, knowing Dante, he'd be like, that was a fun battle. You win. I'm done. That's what I can imagine. Yeah, that's what I would imagine. Because Dante, it's not, because this is not like a, now if he was bloodlusted round 2, if they were bloodlusted, a lot of this changes because bloodlusted wise, Kratos is always bloodlusted, but bloodlusted wise for this, if Orochi doesn't care about Earth and he's bloodlusted, that's scary. You don't want that to happen. If Rapunzel is bloodlusted and she doesn't care, that's deadly. Goku is bloodlusted. That's the worst thing you ever want to imagine. Period. Because the battle's over. Like I am confident enough to say this. Y'all can call me a wanker, but I don't care. If Goku is bloodlusted, he will literally destroy Archie Sonic before he goes super, remove his powers, Hakai him, Hakai Lambda Delta before she even knows Goku is even moving, and the only people who will put up a fight is Akuto Sai, Ren Fuji, and Dante, to where which, depending on how you scale Gilgamesh, the spirit of the hero, Xenogoku will also probably Hakai him, Hakai Ramiro use Gluttony, Goku would be like, I don't give a damn about that, because Void manipulation don't work on me, Hakai. Alright, Dante, Hakai, because Xenogoku would scale stronger than him. He would just have a higher scale output, because again, Super Saiyan 4 with God Ki would just keep increasing in power, everlasting. And if you hit him with an attack strong enough, he's just going to adapt. And don't even get me started on Ultra Instinct Capsule Goku. Because then that's just even worse. Because it's like, oh, I hit Goku with this ultimate attack. It's like, all right, now my body adapted to it. That won't work anymore. I'm going to do it again. Well, it doesn't have no damage. Like, think about it. Moro broke his freaking arm. Like,
just punching him.
Just like, come on. And then later with the Angel Amps, he was punching him with super giant fists, and Goku's still like, okay, is that all? All right, you better try harder then, because I'm going to whoop the crap out of you. And then Goku beats the crap out of him. Like, the adaptation is ridiculous. World Tree equals infinite 4D. Dragon Ball Macrocosm equals infinite 5D. In my opinion, World Tree is infinite 5D because each realm is 4D already. So the World Tree is 5D, but the Macrocosm in Dragon Ball is low 6D kinda. It's a little wonky, but it's more in that area. Kratos got in real life scaling too. Oh my gosh, I forgot because it's based on the myth.
In God of War 1,
that means Kratos like the physically embodiment of strength itself. Here we go into the actual lore.
Because I use lore scaling. God dang it, I shouldn't have done that. Because Kratos wins that battle. So pretty much, Team Alpha wins every battle except Archie Sonic. Archie Sonic beats Thanos. I think that would make sense. Kutosai comes very close. Gilgamesh comes close, depending on the scaling. Ren Fuji likely would beat Rune King Thor. But again, I don't know. That battle is really weird. Because you don't.
We give like Thor like the what's it called, the The destroyer armor.
No. That's
Absolutely not.
That's an auto win. That's an auto win.
This has already been one-sided so far. Let's not make it even more so.
We're done with this.
But like, so let's go ahead and go over the last result. If this was a battle royale, guys, the real winner would still be Team Alpha, but a battle royale would be really interesting because, first of all, Anos will, if it's in character, Anos is killing Lambda Delta straight off the bat. Superboy Prime has all feats, so he's gonna go straight for whoever and just one shot a lot of them. Superboy Prime is going to probably clap Miru, clap Gilgamesh, punch Ren Fuji out of... retcon Ren Fuji out of existence. Then Xenogoku's going to be like, stop taking up everyone. I'm trying to get a fight too. Then him and Superboy Prime are going to end up fighting somehow, probably, just because Superboy Prime's character. Rapunzel is just going to be like shaking my head. Orochi is like, I ain't got time for this. He's going to dip because he ain't even care. He don't even care.
You want to know something terrifying about Orochi? Just one Orochi is terrifying enough. But I did mention that he can create astral clones of himself.
Oh, god dang it, man. What is he, granola?
So, there's that. So just one Orochi's a problem enough. But having like multiple astral clones of himself running around doing his job for him, done. But go on.
Nice me. Wouldn't like Goku at this point like perfected Tien's technique of cloning himself?
I think so, actually, yeah. He just doesn't use it.
Where they don't exactly just get weaker? Almost like Sun Wukong?
Nope. They don't get weaker, unfortunately. Well, they're not the same strength as him, but they don't get weaker. They're just really powerful astral aspects. And he can distribute his power within you, and it can get stronger. Because if I recall, Chris's power kept increasing along with the other people who he gave his power to. It's kind of stupid.
Oh, that Tien mentioned that Cell's clones didn't exactly get weaker.
Yeah, they have infinite energy because of the androids. So that's also that. And somehow they revived, even after Gohan killed them. So, yeah.
Maybe they just went into the hiding or something. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, that could be the case.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I think this would be a good point to end. So the team winner is Team Alpha. Archie Sonic, Akutosai are the real heavy hitters. No, Archie Sonic, Akutosai, and Dante are the heavy hitters. But I think I may have overdone Team Alpha a little too much because we gave Superboy Prime all his feats, Xenogoku, Rune King Thor, all his feats, Kratos with lore scaling, Rapunzel, and freaking Composite Orochi, which just includes everything that's ever been part of SNK, which is not fair. So, with that said, a lot of it would still be a close battle, I think. Like if we're putting everyone at normal scaling, it'd still be a close battle because Xenogoku, even with normal scaling, would still be able to deal with a Kudosai. I still think he can. Archie Sonic with normal scaling could still, Superboy Prime could still probably deal with Archie Sonic even with the lower end. No, he can't. He get his ass whooped. But anyway, Rapunzel. Yeah, Rapunzel and Goku would definitely be like the ace if the stats were like not highballed. And then Kratos would also be really strong as well without the stats being highballed. So it depends. But it would definitely be a lot closer. Archie Sonic would definitely whoop Anos, Superboy, Rune King Thor. If the stats were like back to like mid end. But even then, it's still like really complicated because Akutosai is like, I don't know, that dude. I don't think people realize how stupidly broken he is. He's like, he would definitely be the only one Xenogoku would have to fight because there'd be nobody else who could really fight him because of all the manipulation he got. But anyway, I think that would be pretty much it. I got to do some shoveling because it's snowing on my end, but everyone else in the stream, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. And I hope... Yeah, it was a great stream. thank you guys also for participating, Andre and Roz.
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Oh yeah, definitely was. Hopefully we got a lot of topics we discussed and talked about. So let's go ahead and end the stream. But all right, you guys, this has been ATARi HMB. Everyone else, have a good night. I'm signing off. Peace.
Peace out.